Welcome back to weboughtamic, a pop culture podcast, a hype culture draft cast.
Whoa! Okay.
Today we're talking about our most anticipated shows, movies, games, albums, TikToks, ballot initiatives, CNN coverage of the year 2024. Welcome. My name's Ernest.
And now you're walking through that door just like 2024. My name is Hunter.
And I'm Drew, and I want to admit something really, you guys are not going to like me for this, but so last night, fired up Maestro, maybe like 5 minutes in, I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't think I can do this right now.
When he's still in old age makeup?
Not quite that early, but like I was so tired and I just started hearing the, hey, come on. I started hearing all of that and I was like, I can't do that right now. I'm tired. I was like, I'm just going to get ready for bed. We can throw on something that I don't have to, doesn't require my labor. We throw on Love on the Spectrum. Immediately, I'm fucking wired. For like 2 hours, I stay up and like watch every second of Love on the Spectrum. It's just better.
It's just better content than Maestro, Ernie. I don't know. The critics they've made their choice.
You're the ideal Netflix user.
Honestly,
that's who they want to keep on the platform.
It is. I couldn't tell you if it is evil or pure. I think it's part both. Like the idea of that show existing. I think it's inherently pretty evil and inherently good. I will say that regardless, it is so captivating and compelling from moment to moment. That fucking show, it really is.
I think that like the Netflix algorithm knows people like you who watch Maestro and then turn off within 5 minutes. They're like, we have to put on something that is as ADHD as possible. Because obviously this artsy shit ain't doing the trick.
Yeah.
Like we gotta do something else to keep him.
And then they
throw that on your face.
So then beyond Love on the Spectrum, which we're zooming through basically, I then get recommended a show called Down for Love.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Oh,
yikes.
no.
Yikes.
And
can you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know if you can do that.
I don't know. I don't know. So that's my most anticipated show of the year this year.
Okay. So first.
Little did you know that the story of Maestro is Love on the Spectrum. That's what that movie is. Welcome back to the show.
I was thinking of how poorly received a joke like that would be on Twitter. If I did like, Love on the Spectrum, parentheses 2023, and then it's a screenshot from like Napoleon Dynamite. Like him and Deb at the prom.
So you're gonna give Brad another try, or was that it?
I'm gonna. I was like, no way.
The first act of Maestro might be the best part.
No, don't believe that. The whole movie's great.
Okay.
Where is she from?
So, thank you.
Is she British?
Thank you. What the fuck is that accent? And I have to talk about why the fuck is Carey Mulligan getting the praise that she's getting. Love Carey Mulligan to death. Whenever I said that she is like 2 degrees of separation away from a BoJack Horseman character, this is what I meant.
Montenegro, I think she's...
See? Here's the thing about old Hollywood. We gotta all talk like this. And we have our old cars that go frank.
I bet you anything Bradley's behind the camera saying, more. Do more of that.
He's like, no, honey, let me show you. The vestibule.
I felt bad also because we looked up, his makeup process. And like by the time he's old in that movie, it's 5 hours every day. He's also directing. I'm sort of thinking, maybe that's why actors and directors are 2 different people usually, because then the director can be doing director stuff while the actor is spending 5 hours getting fucking makeup every morning.
Who am I to tell
and this is why he's like broken inside.
The Academy agrees with you.
I'm just pitching ideas. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to see it. The movie really doesn't give you like the backstory of where she comes from.
Yeah, it's almost like the movie tries to tell you that she's the main character, but you never feel that at any point in time.
She's from Costa Rica, where we're going.
Really?
We could go to her home.
Dude, so
we go to Costa Rica and everyone's walking around like, see?
Everybody looks exactly like Carey Mulligan.
They're all like, I'm an actor.
All right, so what we're doing today is we're talking about our most anticipated things, pop culture things of 2024. Set up to be a bit of a light year. Not a Buzz Light year, but a light space year.
Whip.
Yeah, and you did already make that joke before on a podcast that people will hear in the future. But I will say this, especially compared to this past year, which was a banger of a year, this does look pretty light. But I think that this has a potential to be a deep bench year. This has a potential to be a lot of things that we won't talk about in this episode right here that could be really good this year.
Every year,
a lot of surprises.
Every year, there's surprises.
I will say, the Chiefs and the 49ers are playing in the Super Bowl. Whenever you're hearing this, like the week that you're hearing this, the last time that happened, COVID happened a month later. So,
oh my God,
fingers crossed that doesn't happen again.
Super Bowl 2020,
super COVID.
All right, so before we dive in, it's going to be a draft style selection of, I guess, 24 items, 8 each. That's what we did last year. I want to run through last year's picks. So this is what everybody selected in the 2023 hype draft. I got Dune Part 2 still on the board.
Ripped.
It's due to be out in weeks. Oppenheimer, come on, baby.
It's cute.
Succession season 4, Invincible season 2, which we're still waiting.
You got half of that.
Yeah, for the full thing. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Okay.
Poor Things.
Nice.
True Detective season 4, which is in the process of airing right now.
Good so far.
And Wonka.
You know, you had a
That's
few
not
things,
bad.
You had a few misses, a few things that actually just missed the year, but not a bad slate.
This is what you got, Hunter. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Banger.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Banger.
Beau is Afraid.
Banger.
So Much for Stardust by Fallout Boy.
Banger. It was listeners go back, they have to listen through 4.5 hours, but we all shared it at number 1, which was crazy.
That's true.
We're gonna have to have Danny like do some kind of special segment for his legal statement, his carefully prepared statement about that album. Ferrari.
Banger.
The Zone of Interest.
Let's go.
Man, you were tapped in.
I was on the pulse.
Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. And here's the kicker. Renfield.
Oh, a movie that we all saw and loved.
You got Renfield, dude. How was Renfield?
Bro got Renfield.
So I really like Nicholas Hoult, and I really love the work of Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
And you know what? I like vampires. We might talk about vampires in this draft today. So
True.
Maybe I got my vampire movies mixed up, and that's my bad. I'll take that slate. I'm 9 out of 10 or 7 out of 8. I'll take it.
Drew, this is what you got. Cracker Island by Gorillaz.
Nice.
It turned out good.
Barbie.
Whoa.
The Curse.
Hey.
Okay.
I'm taking
show
that as
that
a
you
win
love.
despite I haven't seen it. It's not in hand, still a win.
The film Roosevelt.
That's a win.
I forgot the Roosevelt.
Are we allowing movies that
The question is,
rumored
am I allowed to
projects?
redraft?
because it still hasn't come out?
I'm taking it again.
I forgot that this was the birth of Roosevelt when you thought it was Killers of the Flower Moon.
I didn't think it was Killers of the Flower Moon. I just saw on 2. I was scrambling. I didn't do any research. This year, way different. Just kidding. I didn't do any research. And I saw on 2 separate lists that I was like, whoa, everyone's talking about Killers. No one's talking about Roosevelt, but it's on these 2 websites. When has a website ever lied?
There's a photo of looks like Teddy Roosevelt as in the Obama poster style. It looks so real. The Killer.
Hey, a movie that we all really like.
A show called White House Plumbers, which I don't think.
What happened there?
So that show just kind of came and went.
Yeah.
That's a bummer because that did look awesome.
Great
Yeah,
people
our boy.
working behind it.
Yeah, conceptually, it's like, wow, easy win. Didn't hit.
Maestro.
Hey,
Aforementioned.
come on now.
Which you tried to watch.
Really captivated you.
And how it kept you engaged for its full runtime.
Mm-hmm.
And Killers of the Flower Moon.
Hey,
Nice.
The fact that Killers did not go until the last round was bad. Move by all
Embarrassing.
of us.
I know. It was.
I don't know what we were.
I was
doing
shocked.
there. Big mistake by us.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and vamp a little bit about your expectations for this while I set up the wheel.
Sure. So I will say I did a little bit of research because I do consider this a full-time job, and I'm just waiting to get the W-2 from Ernest for how much we grossed last year. I think that this
Too much.
Yeah, too much.
Millions.
Oh, so that's why you're withholding it so I don't go to
Yeah.
a different tax bracket. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm calling up the firm. The firm is going to help me.
Did they have an offshore account?
Yeah, with our Cayman Islands
Cayman
account.
Islands. No, I think that I'm curious about this year. It could be a little bit, I don't want to call it a stinker year, because the thing is, we went through 2 stinker years in 2020 and 2021. I don't think this is going to be as bad as that. Especially from the movie front, I have a feeling that there's a lot of things with potential that are maybe not as big ticket, big directors that we love working on stuff.
Yeah. If
Shows are a lot more of a question mark for me. We'll kind of get to it, but the TV slate, that is where I think we are going to see the single biggest impact from the strike. That we need a, like, I May Destroy You surprise hit to pop up here, because otherwise, like, I don't want us all to have the same top 10 shows at the end of the year.
Might happen.
It looks a little bit thin up top right now.
You were also talking about the game slate.
Yeah. That was another thing we were talking about off mic. Was this past year was an unreal year for games. Like, let me just go through some of the games that came out in 2023. Legend of Zelda: Tears of Kingdom, talked about before. 10 out of 10, one of the best games I've ever played in my entire stupid little life. Spider-Man 2, absolute banger. Been playing a lot of that lately. Baldur's Gate 3, which won every single award and is kind of a reinvention of what true, like, RPG and decision making is in video games. Hogwarts Legacy, which was a massive, huge game, and separating out the J.K. Rowling of it all is kind of unbelievable for how good of a job it does at creating that world. And a game that isn't perfect, but is still a lot of fun. Then we got a Fire Emblem game. We got a Super Mario game, a mainline Super Mario game for the first time in like almost 10 years. Starfield, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 16, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Resident Evil 4 remastered, Dead Space remastered, Metroid Prime remastered. Like, there was so many games that came out last year. And this year it's like Final Fantasy 7 remake, a Paper Mario remake that looks kind of cool for Thousand Year Door. It's like bad. It's like Tekken 8 is like, if you look at most anticipated games of the year, like, what are we doing here?
It's tough.
It's tough.
Okay. Last quick thing before we dive in. I just wanted to shout out a couple things that are not eligible for the draft because they already premiered.
Mm-hmm.
The new Smile album, The Smile, Wall of Eyes, very, very strong showing from our boys.
Really good. It's really good.
Johnny and Tom and other Tom. Really enjoying that. It's experimental, just kind of a different vibe, a little bit more adventurous, and just who could have known that these guys could go for like further reaches of this sound than you expected. It's pretty unbelievable.
I'm excited to talk about that album more in depth. One day, the next time that we have Danny on the pod, we'll have to go into it because that is an incredible album.
True Detective Season 4, which I'm really enjoying. It's just a couple episodes in, but it's a really nice vibe. Night Country in Alaska, very snowy and icy. The TED Show on Peacock.
Hey, I'm going to check it out.
It's funny.
Listen, Seth MacFarlane, I'm going to say it. His downfall was too fast and too far because he was like, no, I'm going to be in the movie. That was a big mistake on his part. I cannot deny that. But he killed on, the arc of it was he killed on SNL so fucking hard twice that he was like, and he got Hollywood to basically agree that he could be on camera in a movie. Didn't work out.
Old Family Guy has now become underrated in a weird way because it's one of those things that was so accessible to everybody. It hit the mainstream in such a way that like then comedy people were like, actually, this isn't funny anymore.
It just, yeah.
And it did. It It knows
apparently
the
the Orville is good. I've never seen a second of it.
I'm not going to jump into that one. Ted, though, I will watch. Every time I see a clip on YouTube or on Twitter, it is funny. Like the whole thing of like, there was one guy here and then they got him. It's just like, what do you mean they got him? Is that there's the whole like going to the adult film section at the theater, and then
it's a show I kind of just put on in the background. I didn't really pay close attention to it, but it's only 7 episodes, so I feel like I could easily just run it back and just catch all the stuff I missed because I wasn't, being attentive to it. But what I did catch, I laughed a lot. There's a Halloween episode. There's a Christmas episode. The final episode is an episode where Ted and John, I think his name is John, the young Mark Wahlberg, where they learn about romance and sexuality. And it was actually like kind of an incredible episode of television. I was like, what? The TED show? It's like kind of insightful and a little moving. Like, what's going on? Couple slop picks that I just got to shout out.
Some dumpuary picks.
Echo on Disney Plus. Native American representation. You love to see it. Terrible show. You hate to see it. Masters of the Air just put me to sleep immediately.
So I was going to ask you about that because are you a Pacific boy?
No,
you weren't a Pacific Band of Brothers boy. No. I mean, it's those people. It's like that are like have legitimately made quality stuff in the past.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna dive back into Masters of the Air. We'll see. Monsieur Spade on AMC and AMC Plus from Scott Frank, who made Queen's Gambit. We like Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, love Queen's Gambit.
Clive Owen as a
remember Lockdown.
Remember whenever we gave Queen's Gambit that they won 2020?
Did we really do
I
that?
think we gave it the winner.
Who the fuck else?
In hindsight,
Tiger King.
Yeah, I think that was
maybe
like
Tiger King.
I mean,
no one talks about. People bring up Tiger King as like wow, that was weird. No one brings up Queen's Gambit at all.
Yeah,
which by the way, in the moment,
Lee just rewatched.
In the moment, I did say like this isn't super memorable. It's just like very good.
Here's the thing: it is really good. I think that where we thought Anya Taylor-Joy was going to be in 2024 is different than where she is now. I think that we thought that Anya Taylor-Joy was about to blow up into mega fame. We will see because she's in
there's a pick
that is coming later this year that is going to be a little bit of a barometer of is Anya Taylor-Joy a movie star.
It will be
and selected. So then we might have to go back and reassess the Queen's Gambit.
And finally Expats on Prime Video, the Lulu Wang show.
This came out? This started?
I don't know if they're doing if they did a binge drop, but I think at least the first episode is out.
This was actually going to be on my list of things to watch. I'm very excited for this. I love Lulu Wang. We all love The Farewell here. And I think in 2019, it was on all 3 of our top 10
2019, that's crazy.
But it's been 5 years, and this is the first thing that she's put out since then. It's her, it's Nicole Kidman.
It's a bunch of other people I don't know, but I'm excited to see. It looks like an interesting story. Kind of, I don't want to give away the premise because I was kind of shocked to find out, but it seems like a very like heart-wrenching, like really intense emotional story. Guys, 2 films have been released in the month of January while we were doing our Listomania.
Are you saying I can't draft Night Swim?
I don't know what that is.
Night Swim? It's Haunted Pool?
But I have to mention because I went to the press screenings. I'm contractually obligated to shout out that The Beekeeper, starring Jason Statham, came out this month. And after I finished watching The Beekeeper, I was like, okay, this was very watered down John Wick. Makes me appreciate the John Wick movies even more. I like seeing Jason Statham as a beekeeper. He protects the hive, by the way.
He does protect the hive. Thank God that was going to be my question is, does he protect the hive?
The movie is insanely mid because there are long stretches where he's just not in the movie, like at all.
What?
Yeah.
It's like a Jason Statham movie.
Yeah.
He's the beekeeper.
Yeah.
there's like a cop character that, bless her heart, I think she tried her best. Just terrible. The entire time I'm thinking, where's the beekeeper?
When Ernie throws down a bless her heart, bless your heart, it's it's just going to be some savage shit.
And I was like, okay, that was like dumb fun, but like ultimately it didn't really do that much for me. It's kind of trashy. They had some fun moments, but I was just like, whatever. Josh Hutcherson's in it. He's playing like kind of like a Hunter Biden-esque character. It's really bizarre and kind of seems like
I am so happy for him.
I mean,
Hunter Biden. Me too.
It's got a nice dick.
Did you know I got named after Hunter Biden?
Oh, nice, nice. It looks like he had a good time making the film, and the way the plot like escalates from like Jason Statham is a beekeeper to like we're storming the White House.
Jesus Christ!
It's like
it
insane.
leads directly. It's a straight line to the insurrection.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I was like, okay, all right, the beekeeper. You know what? Whatever. Dumpuary. Like we'll keep it pushing. Let's keep it moving. All right, what's next? Turns out Argylle was next.
Yeah. You found out who Agent Argylle was.
The new Matthew Vaughn movie. And I went into it thinking like, okay, there's no way that Argylle is going to be worse than the beekeeper, right? Like, come on. We can do better than that, folks.
Did you see the trailer though? I mean, it looked like shit.
What are you talking? That looks so cool. You didn't want to know who Agent Argylle was?
I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen a single Matthew Vaughn movie except for Kick-Ass. That's it.
Yeah. X-Men First Class.
Not in. Yeah. Oh, hey, I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, he's made some good movies.
They
all have a look and a style.
I'm not thrilled to dive into the Kingsman Chronicles.
Well, the Argylle franchise may have something to say about that.
What does it have to say?
That
could you put them on the mic right now? What do they have to say?
It might be a new Matthew Vaughn cinematic universe that we have upon us.
Didn't it cost like $200 million?
This is one of the worst movies I've seen in a very long time.
So
I was sitting there like kind of in disbelief. I kept waiting. I was like, all right, movie, come on. You gotta give me something. Like let's bring it home. You know, it's been shaky. It started out promising, then it started to get really bad. You can bring it in the end. If you win me over in the end, then I might just give you like a 2.5. You know,
the plot.
Give me a 5.
The plot reads very similarly to that Sandra Bullock,
like the Lost City
Channing Tatum movie. Yeah,
I didn't see that. Yeah,
and also like the trailer has like very Epic Sauce vibes, like that one did, where it was like, is this happening right now?
I did not realize that this movie actually did cost $200 million.
Isn't that crazy?
That's fucking insane.
Apparently,
this movie make 10% of its budget back?
It got like really wrecked by COVID. The production is what I hear. It's being released by Apple, through Universal. And very early on in this movie, you feel like this should have just been an Apple TV Plus original. Like this just feels like a fake movie. And there's still just such an artificial synthetic quality to all the action. And in the first act, you're thinking, okay, maybe this is a choice. Maybe it's because we're seeing, you know, the characters in the story, in the story within the story, right? Henry Cavill, John Cena, Dua Lipa. It's just the book that she's writing, and that's why it's bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we find out like, oh no, she is writing about real events, and all may not be what it seems. Sam Rockwell comes in, he adds like a jolt of energy into the movie, and we're like, okay, maybe now we have something. But as the movie builds to this like twisty set of reveals and twists, it just ties itself into knots. And then there's like the big reveal of like, oh, who is the real Agent Argylle? It's terrible. It's really bad. The movie cannot recover. The dialogue is awful. It wastes the talents of everybody involved, including the great Bryan Cranston, who is just terrible in this movie. I laughed a few times. The audience, I think, loved it, and they clapped at the end, which I don't know why they did that.
Wow. So do you think there is a chance for this to be like not a hit?
No.
But like for it to be a crowd pleaser?
It's so bad. Like I just don't. After seeing it, after like kind of sitting on it and then sleeping on it, I was like, I don't think I liked anything about that movie. because there's a certain point in it, like once you get past the big twist and the reveal, where you're just waiting for it to end, and then it just keeps going, and you're just like, okay, I'm over this. This is dog shit. Let's get this done. So I regret my decision in taking the time out of my life to go see Argylle. Don't go see Argylle. It's god awful. Matthew Vaughn, go to jail.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tough.
I'll check it out.
I kind of am still. I know you told us not to go see it, and I still might go see it.
No, I'm not. Hunter, don't do that. We
listen.
We don't have to do that. He did it for
have
us.
to.
It's not even fun bad.
You don't understand. I have to give Regal $25 a month every month, and I might as well. Like, I got to use it. So
Part of me does feel like kind of happy for Bryce Dallas Howard, because it's like, all right, girl, lead actor in a sci-fi action comedy, not sci-fi, spy action comedy. She's out there.
Bryce Dallas Howard is great.
She's showing off her body, her moves.
Yeah, she's showing off her body. Did they have to Jurassic World style like make her ass smaller?
That she is fully like thick proud.
Okay,
in this
good.
movie.
That's so fucked up that she has too fat of an ass that in the Jurassic World movies, they're like, we have to sell these to international audiences. We have to CGI your ass down. You got too fat of a booty.
I'm like, okay, other than the fact that you're a Nepo baby and you're going to be fine for the rest of your life and you didn't need to do this, I'm like, all right, get it, queen.
No, I always enjoy Bryce Dallas Howard.
But
something.
It's just the movie, it sucks and you don't care about anything that's going on. So that's Argylle.
So I can't draft it, is what you're saying.
How many things are we drafting?
So we're doing 8 each for a total of 24 items.
All right.
Because that's the year that we're in.
And we're not really going to do categories. It's not like you have to pick, a movie or a show or an album. It's very loose. You could do all albums or all shows. You could do TikTok accounts.
You could do Trump's second presidency.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You can do Steve Kornacki's coverage.
How much does this suck? Because honestly, I might have drafted a Trump DeSantis debate just to watch it. And the fact that we were deprived of that emasculation on live TV is a real crime.
It is. It really is.
It's a damn shame. Instead, we're just gonna watch like 2 fucking senile old men yell at each other about fucking corn pop or whatever.
We're doomed. Okay.
We're so fucked.
So, spinning the wheel. Spin in the wheel to see who goes first. And it looks like it's you, Hunter. You get the first pick.
Wow. So I did not expect I was going to get the first pick.
Let's see who goes second.
I am wondering if I want to start this. Second. If I want to start this by being mean. If I want to do something.
I mean, I don't care. Whatever.
I could do something fucked up here, but like honestly, I don't want to take this away from you. This is a good pod. This isn't like one of our draft pods where we're all adversarial towards each other.
Who said that?
I think this is optimistic. We have to look forward.
We're trying to get hyped up for the year.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we need to, because we're doing a whole Tom Cruise series. We should also mention. So it honestly doesn't. Or Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise.
Here's the thing: we won't be talking about most of these movies until we do our 8.5-hour Listomania pod at the end of the year. I won't take it from you, Ernie. I'm gonna leave it for you because it feels wrong.
Who goes after Hunter? Me?
No, I do.
Fuck.
So
okay. I was definitely gonna take it.
There's 2 movies that I'm deciding between, and I'm gonna go with one. I'm gonna take Furiosa.
Nice.
Number 1.
George Miller.
It's his follow-up to Mad Max Fury Road. It's coming out in the summer.
: a Mad Max saga.
I mean, I think that this movie, like the floor of this movie is like a banger 8.5 out of 10 action movie. That is the absolute floor that this movie has. And I think that the ceiling is maybe not quite as good as Mad Max Fury Road, because that's in the conversation for like one of the best movies of the 21st century and one of the best action movies ever made. But I do think that there's a reason why George Miller waited now 9 years to make this movie. He's been cooking on this.
It's been since 2015.
Yeah. This is his baby, this franchise. Like, he was not going to release a compromised version of his vision. And I really don't think that this movie will fail.
Chris Hemsworth.
Mm-hmm. Anya Taylor-Joy, previously mentioned.
As the Charlize Theron character from the previous film. There was some discourse about the trailer, like kind of looking a little more, cheap.
Let me tell you, I saw it in theaters. Like, I actually watched it before. I think Godzilla -1, the trailer played in a big theater with good projection, and it's gonna look incredible. It's fucking George Miller. George Miller isn't gonna release something that looks like shit.
Yeah, it's a summer film.
Yeah,
it's gonna be one of the big ones. Furiosa, great pick. Okay, Dune 2. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm very excited. It's gonna be the best movie ever made. Thank you, Denis Villeneuve. I love you. I'm gonna fuck the popcorn bucket, dude, worm.
I cannot wait. We all are gonna be fucking that popcorn bucket together on the pod. That'll be for the patrons.
Timmy, Zendaya, Austin Butler, Javier Bardem, Rebecca Ferguson.
I'm ordering that thing with extra butter.
You gotta.
Yeah, lube it up.
It's gonna hurt if you don't. Yeah, Dune was my favorite movie of 2021. Definitely, like I think it is my favorite Denis movie at this point. I might do a full rewatch of all of them. I've also never seen it on Sundays.
Yeah.
So I might just go ahead and take the dive. But man, I mean, talk about like realizing a world in such a believable way, a truly like otherworldly story, beautifully rendered. Dune Part 2. It's so close, guys. We're almost there to give our water to Shai Hulud. All right, Drew, you're up.
I'm gonna.
You get 2 because we're snaking.
Okay, number 1. I don't give a fuck about what's big. About it's gonna be such a spectacle. You guys disgust me. You fucking disgust me. You know what I want? I want an actor-driven, mainstream, enjoyable film. I want Hitman.
Yeah, that is very high on my list. I cannot.
Glenn Powell.
Our boy, it is Glenn Powell season.
Richard Linklater
season.
Yeah, linking up with the Link for a second time. He was in everybody. Yeah. Everybody Wants Some was something of a coming out for him, even though no one saw it. Do the math there. I don't know how that works. But insanely excited for Hitman. Hoping that it gives me what The Killer maybe didn't in terms of like feeling anything at all. I know. And yes, I know the point of The Killer is I get it.
It looks like it's going to be kind of like a fun romp of a movie. I haven't seen the trailer, but I've read some reviews. And it sounds like it's screened at 2 festivals at this point. I think it just screened at Sundance.
The Top Gun Maverick star gets his best role yet as a milquetoast college professor who moonlights as a fake hitman in sting operations, only to fall for a woman who wants his alter ego to kill her abusive husband. Come on now.
That rocks.
It rocks.
Are you kidding me?
It's going to be so cool.
Come on. That's going to be so good. I love Dickie Lynx. I love Glenn. It's happening. Glenn is already happening because of the
Anyone But You.
Anyone But You,
yeah,
which is raked in some money.
Yep, it's like a secret hit that came in. I really want to, before Hitman comes out, do more of a deep dive and like explore. I have a lot of blind spots with Dickie Lynch's filmography, despite him being like one of my favorite filmmakers. That he's made the best trilogy of movies ever made, with the Before trilogy.
Yeah. One of the best kids movies ever made.
Dazed and Confused.
School of Rock.
And yeah, like
Where'd You Go, Bernadette?
I actually
one of the best movies ever made.
I just watched School of Rock for the first time in years the other day on Netflix. And
Perfect film.
That movie holds up so well.
That's a 5-star film.
That is a movie that respects children as being intelligent.
Yeah.
Enough to watch a normal fucking movie. So good.
You got another pick? We're snaking.
Shit. Okay, I'm in between a couple things here.
You're looking at like 2024 films on google.com and just scrolling.
We don't have confirmation that Roosevelt 2 is coming out, do we?
No, I think it might be on the docket.
Is that
it's undated?
FDR?
Yeah, it's the next Roosevelt.
Roosevelt 2, it's FDR. They did make an FDR like TV movie or a mini series or something. It was all about the polio.
Oh,
I'm so stuck right now it's two swings. One is way bigger than the other.
Remember, we all get to watch these movies. Like, I
No.
don't get to not. Oh,
You don't get to see Dune.
I don't get to see Dune.
No.
Sorry, Drew.
Well, so we're gonna have to wait a while for this one, but I'm gonna take Nosferatu.
Oh, baby.
So I was between that and Furiosa for.
I was really hoping this would come back around.
Can't wait. It's our boy.
Yeah, super.
Bobby Eggman.
Yeah, Vulture in there, like, because I go through like I have like 10 tabs open with like most anticipated things. Vulture is the only one that very correctly mentioned that like the only reason that Bobby Eggers isn't in movie jail is because Northman did great on VOD.
Yep.
Which is so he gets to do this now, and it comes out on Christmas.
Shout out to Focus. Are they releasing this?
Love to see that. Starring Bill Skarsgård, Lily Rose Depp,
Willem Dafoe's in there.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe plays a vampire killer, like a Van Helsing type.
God,
That's amazing.
This movie's gonna rule. It's gonna be incredible. I think that all of us were like, I don't want to speak for you guys, but I think I appreciated The Northman more than I loved The Northman.
Oh, I didn't love The Northman at all.
It's just a movie that I don't know. It kind of just didn't really work all the way for me, but I'm excited to get back. I think that Bobby, he excels when he is making either like horror or something that is horror adjacent. Like something like The Lighthouse is not horror, but it feels horrific in a way that The Northman felt more like he was trying to make an epic.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is this, like, even though this is like based on existing property, this is way more stripped back than the Northman's going to be, than the Northman was. Like it's going to be more along the lines of like, even the witch wasn't so like confined to like one location and look, but like it was a very like simple story in the way that this, also will be. So
it's also a passion project. He's been wanting to do this for a long time. He's been building.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm ready to get back on board on like Bobby Eggman Island.
Nosferatu, great pick. All right, Hunter, back to you. Or no, we're thinking back to me.
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. I was looking at some albums. I don't know if I want to take my album pick so early. I feel like I can wait. The movie slate I feel like is insanely top heavy, and then there's like this massive middle of just like could potentially be good or could potentially be dog shit. So off the top shelf, three have already gone, and there's 2 left off of my top shelf. So I'm gonna take one of them. And this is a movie that I'm really hoping still comes out this year. It's Mickey 17.
Yeah.
That was the other one I was stuck between.
There's something happening with this movie where it appears like the strikes made it so that this movie's potentially not finished. So we don't know if it's coming out. It got taken off the schedule. It was supposed to come out like in a month or so.
Yeah,
it was scheduled for March. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's also
that's a good sign that it being taken off in March. It's not like it had a November release.
Yeah.
And then it got the date taken away.
The reason that I didn't go with it is just because even though everything seems lined up to be perfect, like Bong Joon-ho, he misses a little bit sometimes. You know what I mean?
Especially, I think even when he misses though, it's really interesting.
I know,
it's
but
something that like
it's just if he when he goes bigger in scale. That said, this is Bob Patty and Steven Yeun in space, directed by Bong. Like
Mark Ruffalo's in there too.
It's all lined up. It's just, is the Okja going to show up?
I think you can expect a little Okja. Somewhere in there.
Unconfirmed.
Okja might be there. Okja might be in space.
And
might be milking that Okja.
And do he be farting?
Farting.
I'm hoping that they're just setting it up for a festival run. That they're just like, this is an Oscar movie. That it's Return of the King. It's Best Picture, Best Director. Like,
I almost took this number 1 overall, but then because I got a little bit scared off from it getting taken off the slate, I cannot.
Oh, I'm scared.
It's a gamble.
I can't wait for this movie. It's like it's going to be incredible.
I'm going to watch the.
I don't think Bong has ever missed. I think he's made movies that are less successful. Actually, I think he's made movie that's less successful, and it is Okja, unfortunately. But I think that everything else he's made has either been like a masterpiece, incredible work, or has at least been like really deeply interesting in something like Snowpiercer, which isn't like a masterpiece, but it's something that only Bong could make.
Also, it's original. You know, it's like
original sci-fi.
You know, like Dune, Nosferatu, Furiosa. These are all like sequels or adaptations or remakes. Like this is a fully original story, and Bong is like he's a known quantity now. So this could be him like getting to a level of I mean, it's not the same, but like somewhere near Nolan, right? Like.
Yeah,
a big original sci-fi story from like an auteur filmmaker
with like I probably like if not the most bankable movie star that we have right now, then one of the top 5 in Bobby Patty.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Got to support original filmmaking. Sorry, Matthew Vaughn, I'm not supporting your original filmmaking. Sorry about that, buddy. But I will support Bong's. All right.
So next up, that's a great pick.
Do we think it'll still be called Mickey 7? I feel like that's a working title.
I had the same.
I think it's a bad title.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
They'll change that.
So I have 2 picks here. I have 2 movies that are like still at the very top of not just like that I'm excited to watch, but also that I just have like maximum curiosity for. First one I'm gonna take is Challengers.
Yeah, that was I was between that and
Luca Guadagnino film coming out in April. It was originally supposed to come out last year and then due to the strikes got pushed to this year. I will say I think that this is a movie that I could see actually Loki kind of benefiting from getting pushed this year to like a little bit of a lighter slate. There is going to be a 2-month stretch here where it's just Zendaya season. And we just, between Dune and Challengers, like Zendaya is going to be everywhere out here on the trail. And I cannot fucking wait for it. For people who don't know, this is a tennis movie about a love triangle between Zendaya, Mike Feist, and Josh O'Connor. And it's directed by Luca Guadagnino.
Yeah.
I think that this movie like is going to be a banger.
Also, you know, nobody really liked Bones and All, like in terms of the audience at large. This movie has potential to be big.
This guy loved Bones.
Oh, I love Bones and All.
We're here on Bones.
I'm talking about like
I liked Bones and All.
The masses might embrace Challengers in a really nice way.
Yeah. Oh, I think absolutely. Bones and All is about fucking cannibalism. It's a cannibalism love story. This is something that is so much more than that. Also, like we cannot.
They be eating each other in this one though.
You know what I'm saying? Also, like we cannot underrate the power of Zendaya. I think that Zendaya, it was like honestly made Dune so much more successful.
Yeah.
Arguably just as much as Timmy is just like Zendaya is such a huge star, more than we even as
and she's gonna be like she's essentially the co-lead of Dune too.
Yeah,
like that character is massively important.
Yeah. So can't wait for that one. Very excited for it. Next up is a movie that I really pray comes out this year. And if we're just talking about like most anticipated, this is like probably the number one that I'm at least most curious about. And that is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time making a film, Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis.
Oh my God, here we go.
So Megalopolis, a little
it's
bit
coming out, isn't it? It's happening.
Apparently it's happening. This has been Francis Ford Coppola's passion project for the last 25 years.
Since Jack.
He has been self-funding, like he's been just taking all these projects dating back to the 90s with Jack because he put himself in so much fucking debt between all of his movies and going over budget and his various things that he started a winery for the Francis Ford Coppola.
Delicious.
It's like really good, like mid-lower tier wine. As someone who does not have much of a flavor palette for wine, I enjoy his wines. Made this whole winery, made that successful, sold off the vineyard. Like he's been doing all these things to just basically make hundreds of $1 million to self-fund this epic. It is starring Adam Driver, Shia LaBeouf, Natalie Emmanuel, Dustin Hoffman, Aubrey Plaza, Talia Shire, Zendaya again, John Voight, Jason Schwartzman, James Caan is in here, a late great. Jude Law, Kate Blanchett, Michelle Pfeiffer, Oscar Isaac, Lawrence Fishburne, Forrest Whitaker, Giancarlo Esposito, Jessica Lange. I could keep going with the fucking names that are
the log line is an architect wants to rebuild New York City as a utopia following a devastating disaster.
I think
sounds great.
I think it's going to be a banger. I think at worst
better
case,
than Jack.
At worst, it's going to be a beautiful disaster. But I think that it's going to be so much more than that. I think that there's a chance that if this lands, this could be like the 12 Oscar winning kind of movie that people are like, he did it. This shows, well, it's just
one last ride.
Like, yeah, it's so much more than just a one last ride though. Cause it's like, if you fucking commit to your passion project and you self-fund it and you make this whole thing, this is that metaphor that's fully manifesting itself.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this. Just to know what it is. Like, I almost just don't want to know anything more than that log line, just to go in and see what our boy's been cooking.
I just watched his Dracula movie for the first time.
Oh, Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Yeah, incredible movie.
Really
gorgeous.
Cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Shout out to Sony and their PlayStation 5 for eating my Blu-ray disc trapped in my broken PlayStation 5. Give me back my Blu-ray, Sony.
Do you think
it's trapped?
You had to mail it in. Do you think that they're going to send you back like a melted copy of Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I want my movie back. These things ain't cheap.
You should build them.
Yeah.
That movie is really cool. That's like a classic theater kid movie. I say as a former theater kid.
Yeah.
Theater kids love
It's gorgeous. Dracula. The transitions are off the chain. Okay. Good picks. Challengers and Megalopolis. Okay. So that's the top shelf of movies for me right there that we've all selected. So now we go down to the second shelf. And this is where it starts to get a little sloppy here. And we're starting to see like, okay, should I pick something because I think it's going to be good and I'm going to like it? Or should I pick something because I feel like it's going to be a cultural moment?
It's a lot of personal taste is going to be.
And there's going to be a lot of conversation around this.
Go with your heart.
Because I could pick something that I'm looking forward to and it's a dud, you know? It's tough. It's tough, guys.
Go with your heart.
Also, you could take the risk. Like, one of us could just be like, I want the Leo PTA movie that may or may not come out this year. Probably won't come out this year.
That won't come out this year.
But what if it does? Listen, if they wrap film, we don't know what point it all is.
You laughed at me when I did this with Roosevelt.
But I mean, at the time, Soggy Bottoms, then Licorice Pizza. Nobody knew in the beginning of 2021 PTA was going to have a new movie. It was just like, he's working on a movie. He's working on something. And then December of 2021 rolled around and there was a new PTA movie. So who knows?
Okay.
Maybe Brad Pitt's F1 movie is going to come out this year. I've heard that's less likely, but
I think this, what is this? Round 3? Yeah. This might be a little early for this one, but I don't know. I'm on a bit of a vibe here. Kyle Mooney is directing a movie.
Hey.
It's called Y2K.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in the movie.
Whoa, okay.
It stars Rachel Zegler of West Side Story fame, Jaden Martell of Knives Out fame. The logline is 2 high school nobodies make the decision to crash the last major celebration before the new millennium on New Year's Eve 1999. The night becomes even crazier than they could have ever dreamed when the clock strikes midnight. Apparently, Tim Heidecker is also in there.
Alicia Silverstone.
Yep.
What? When was the last time Alicia Silverstone was in a movie?
I don't know. There's no precedent for Kyle being a good director.
Doesn't he direct episodes of what was the show?
Smash.
Yeah.
Oh, Saturday Morning All-Star Hits.
Yeah, I think that he directs. If not, then he's very involved with the vision.
He basically does.
So that gives me trust.
It's his debut.
Yeah.
I mean, might this be his 8th grade? If it is, I'll be sitting pretty.
I really, 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 really hope it's really good. It's just, you know,
It might
a
be
lot
like
of
a
unknowns.
it
And
might be like a Peacock original.
and I've just been so I don't know. I've been so
It's
concerned
true.
about Kyle the last couple of years. You know, where's he been at? Maybe this is where he's been.
I
at.
know. Maybe
This
it
could
is.
be it. This could be where he's been putting his energy.
You know, his best friend got married to Emma Stone, abandoned him.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
They're all hanging out with Nathan Fielder.
he's not invited to any of those Oscar parties. I'll tell you that.
Facts.
I hope that he's just like doing like a Kyle character
Yeah.
outside, just like, yeah, man. But when they let me in there, yeah.
Nathan's hanging out with Benny Safdie. You know, it's like,
what if
where's boy at?
Maybe this gets him the invite.
I hope so, man. Our boy just needs to. We need.
You're always invited here, Kyle. Okay.
We have a fourth chair for you that we can just wheel up at any time.
If I hope it gets a theatrical release. If it gets a theatrical release, if it gets like maybe a festival premiere.
Maybe
You know?
I feel like South by would
That's
be a
too.
good
That's a little
release.
too early. I don't. South
it
by's
not
really
a-
soon.
Okay, so it's not getting released at like fucking Venice. Like I don't know what kind of
TIFF?
festival you think. Maybe I don't. I think South by would be like something that That's where Shithouse got released. Like South by or Sundance are where you want a fun comedy that can break through into the mainstream a little bit.
It's A24.
Okay,
It's A24.
Come on,
We're cooking, baby.
Okay.
We're
Come
cooking.
on.
so that's not nothing.
We're fucking cooking. Let's fucking go.
I'm back in. I'm back in now.
Let's go.
All right, Y2K. Come on. Don't let me down, buddy. We got this. All right. Back to Drew. Or no, yeah, I'm the middle.
it's Drew.
I'm the middle.
It's
yeah.
Drew.
So back to Drew.
Yeah,
Drew with
so I get two now. I don't know. I'm in between two movies and then I can be done with movies. So I'm gonna do one movie, one album. I think that the movie I'm gonna go with is I'm gonna take Drive Away Dolls. I think that
Ooh.
Nice.
I think it has a lot of
Interesting.
potential. It involves Tallahassee.
It does.
Centrally, apparently it's about a trip to Tallahassee. The plot seems really, really common. It sounds
It's Ethan Cohen.
yeah.
Half the Cohen brothers.
It's a road movie. It's a queer cinema movie. It's Margaret Qualley and Geraldine Viswanathan, who are both very good. And then if you look at the additional cast, it's wild. Like everyone else who shows up in this movie, Matt Damon's gonna pop up.
Oh, nice.
What's his name is gonna pop up?
A lot of Cohen guys.
Coleman Domingo is gonna pop up. Like it's got a lot of good folks in it. I'm very excited for it. I don't know. It maybe he's the fun Cohen, and the other one is sort of like the tragedy Macbeth Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're onto something for sure.
Yeah, and guess what? Coen Brothers movies rock is the fun ones.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the other ones do too, but
Famously, you're like, yeah, No Country for Old Men.
Terrible.
Scrub,
Mids.
trash movie. Lebowski, great.
Mm-hmm.
Raising Arizona, great.
I mean, you're not saying wrong things.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I'm gonna take it. I think it has a lot of potential to be like very good and sort of, capture the what's it called?
Like the manic energy.
No, I don't know, man. I lost it. Can we put on right behind the camera? Can you put on Love on the Spectrum so I can focus?
Can
up?
you put on Subway Surfers?
We got too
For
much
Drew?
maestro energy going on right now. He's falling asleep.
So can you guys stop being so transatlantic?
I'm thinking of a number.
It's fucking killing me. So I'm going to take that. The second thing I'm going to take is the first album off the board, an album that comes out, I believe, this month. I'm going to take MGMT's album.
Let's
Damn it.
go.
Because
Let's I cannot fucking wait for this album.
It's been a long time since the last one.
Oh,
And
man.
it went crazy. I'm really liking the vibe of where they're going with this one so far, singles wise.
I should have fucking taken it.
I should have got that. I should have got that. Really excited. It's called Loss of Life. It Little Dark Age has aged so
My
well.
number one album of that year.
It's so good. And I think I don't know. They have a lot of
They've
gas.
been taking their time.
They have a lot of gas left in the tank. One thing that might concern me is that they certainly have no allegiance to like their style from album to album. And in fact, like last time they had a big commercial hit, they really intentionally did the exact opposite in the very next album.
So this might be a little too weird.
There's some potential that they're going to be like, fuck y'all. But I feel like they're past that because they're not packing arenas because of Little Dark Age. It hasn't changed their lives in the way that Oracular did. So I doubt that they would feel the need to rebel against it in that same way. In addition, they showed on Little Dark Age the willingness to work with such an insane slew of producers who have like defined modern indie rock music. That I feel like they're just going to do some of that again.
Yep.
And I'm really excited. There's a lot of 90s vibes with the singles.
Yes.
And I'm loving that.
The song Mother Nature is such a banger. It's so fucking good. Like that has been a go-to song that I just throw on like every time I'm just like, what do I want to listen to? I throw on that while I figure out what I'm going to listen to next.
Nice pick.
Banger.
Oh, I really wanted that one.
Oops.
Oopsie.
Okay, so back to me. If I was going to do a music pick, it was going to be that one. There's a couple other ones on here. With music, it's always like you can pin like, is this person going to put out an album this year? Like Vampire Weekend, it's due for an album this year.
Yeah,
it's on my list.
Music
but
is
it's
hard
fully a guess.
Yeah, dates are very
nothing's announced.
No, yeah, music is way different than TV and movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't waste a pick on like a TBA Vampire Weekend album. I guess I can wait. I can wait on some of these music ones because nobody else is going to take this. I can take some of these like last round. So I'll jump to.
You think I'm not going to take Future Islands?
That album already came out.
I know. I was like,
we totally. Oh my god, we forgot that we can't pick it.
I'll jump to TV. I'm going to take House of the Dragon season 2.
Okay.
oh,
Very curious about this.
I feel like season 1 of this was a little rocky. It kind of like didn't really do the most effective job at telling the story. Way too many time jumps. It was just like, I'm getting settled with the young actors, and all of a sudden I need to be reintroduced to the older versions of these characters, and now I miss the younger versions, but now I'm trying to get my bearings with this. So kind of like a jerky like narrative style there, but I understand why they did it because they had to cover a lot of ground. They had to set up a lot of relationships in this massive story. And now we're cooking. Now we're in full dragon war. And that's what's going to happen. And I'm sorry, Drew, like we're going to the realm of Westeros. It's happening.
Okay.
We're going full GOT mode.
I honestly,
here.
full GOT. You need to, whenever you talk about that, you need to sub me out with this one guy on Love on the Spectrum named Connor. He'd be a way better fit for those conversations.
Is he a big Game of Thrones guy?
Yeah, anything. He's a realm head.
Oh, realm head. Just any fantasy story. He's just like
crazy realm guy.
Okay,
sword collection type guy.
There's another HBO high budget show that we may get this year that I think could be definitely better, but this one's dated. I think that they said this is definitely coming out like late spring, early summer. So the other one, if it gets picked, it gets picked, and it might be a little bit of a gamble, but this one's happening. It's coming. I'm going to be watching it. I'm going to be tuning in. HBO Sunday night, House of the Dragon season 2. I'm excited to see some fucking dragon war.
Here's the thing. I am excited for this season. This is going to be a real make or break season for me because I think that we did a whole podcast episode on it with friend of the pod Brett. But I think season 1 is a little bit rocky just because there's so much plot that is crammed in here and time jumps and everything else that I just want season 2 to take a beat and to breathe and to just go back to where Game of Thrones excelled, which is just people in rooms talking. And I think that if it does that, then the show could be great. If it doesn't,
I don't need that because I can just go watch Game of Thrones if I wanted that.
So you just want set piece?
I want just big
spectacle,
fucking just big spectacle. Like just throw money at the screen. Give me some fucking amazing action sequences to look at that feel like there's narrative, dramatic tension to them, which is what if you watch the first season of the show, you go into season 2 with all that setup. You understand all of the character dynamics, all of the setup for what's to come, for all the blood that's about to be spilled.
Yeah.
So I'm ready.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where this
Ouch.
where this goes. No, I don't even mean this necessarily in a negative way. I'm very curious about this season.
Bro's curious.
Your pick.
I'm also slightly vamping because I don't really know what I'm gonna do here.
We can skip you if you
No, we're good.
Oh, you want
what am I, the
you want-
Minnesota
you
Viking?
want this?
So I'm gonna
Spilled it everywhere. I was trying to look you in the eyes while I poured myself more sparkling sweet red Moscato.
yeah, this is yummy.
Listen, anyone who doesn't like a sweet wine, you're fucking lying. to
You're like,
yourself.
oh, you don't like juice?
Grow up, you fucking idiot.
There's some terrible sweet wines out there.
Let me
though.
tell you.
No, that's true. There are some that are sickly, but like a good Moscato is so good.
It's very
I don't
refreshing.
give a fuck.
Very refreshing, which I will say that's like a thing because I really love like dry reds, but I've been dabbling into whites, specifically New Zealand whites.
Mhm.
They're very sour.
Sauv Blancs.
Yeah, like a good Sauv Blanc. Shout out to if you just want like cheap, good wine. Kirkland makes a really nice New Zealand Sauv Blanc.
Oh, he's been
That's nice.
he's been diving into that.
Oh, Costco, baby.
Yeah, Costco wines.
Let's
Mhm.
go.
Listen,
I love their
Costco wines.
Sauv Blanc. I love their 9-iron.
I love their hot dogs for $1.50.
I love their sweatpants and,
That just show
and I
my
love
brand.
their paper towels.
I'm wearing some Costco sweatpants right now.
Are you serious?
They're
Do
comfy.
You got the Kirkland brand on them?
I don't know if they're Kirkland
It doesn't
brand.
say Kirkland on the
No.
ass.
No.
Up the asshole.
So I'm actually gonna go down down a little bit because I have some movies on here. I have like a big swath of movies that I know I can take because I know you guys will not take these things. Like they're fully hunter pilled in a way that I feel safe.
What
leaving
does
them there.
that even mean?
I like. There's some things that I don't think that you know that this movie is coming out this year.
Are they
'cause I don't
doing,
think it
like,
concerns?
81 for Brady?
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be about his return where he kills Tua and then takes over as the starting Dolphins quarterback.
You're talking about the F1 movie with Brad Pitt that's
No.
shooting right around the corner from us?
So here's the thing. If that movie was coming out this year, that would have been my number one pick. That is Joseph Kosinski's follow-up to Top Gun Maverick, and
Oh,
that
yeah.
movie is gonna be a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
Apparently there's script problems, so it's getting delayed.
What? The guy made Spiderhead has script problems?
A movie
No.
filming in Daytona Beach
We'll see.
about racing has
Um,
problems?
We'll see. Apparently they can't stop doing meth to like, write the story, so it's crazy. I'm going to go with instead Lee Isaac Chung's follow-up to Minari.
Let's go.
Twisters.
Let's fucking go.
So-
Another Glenn Powell joint.
I really couldn't decide how to feel about the idea of this. Like making a sequel to Twister called Twisters.
That's cool. Right.
That's one thing. Right after didn't they like just get rid of the Twister ride?
Yeah, they
quote
did.
unquote ride. at
Yeah,
where you just
Universal?
like
the show.
where you
experience-
just stand there.
No, you know what they replaced it with is the fucking Fast and Furious ride.
Oh,
That which is like one of the biggest downgrades that I can ever remember. They either
That's
put that
tough.
or Jaws there, but either way, it's a massive fucking downgrade. I'm really excited for this. I think Minari is like going back retrospectively. That is, if not my favorite movie of 2020, it's probably 2 or 3 for me. I think that movie is like a masterpiece. The fact that Lee Isaac Chung is taking over, I think works. It bodes really well for it. One thing that I think is going to work in its favor is, I'm sorry, nostalgia heads out there. The original Twister isn't like a masterpiece.
It's fun.
It's a lot of fun, but like this isn't one of those things where they're trying to like create a sequel, a legacy sequel to like a perfect movie, so you know that it's not going to like meet the same standards.
or even a movie with like crazy cultural impact. I know Twister mattered a lot when it came out.
yeah,
and
like Bill Pullman.
but
and
it always
yes.
it shocked me how long they kept that ride at Universal. That movie
Because it was good. It was a good ride.
I know, but there was no like aside from that, Twister has not come up in our lives.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Gen Z does not know what the
No.
fuck Twister
I
is.
saw it like,
they
on
don't know what
cable
that
at
is.
my friend Cole's house when I was like 7. That's you know what I mean? That's the only reason I am aware of Twister.
I like Twister. Like my family watched Twister a bunch. I think that we had like the VHS of it. So I would like watch it as a kid. But again, it's not like a perfect movie. So because of that, Lee Isaac Chung, a really like a visionary filmmaker, which feels maybe not what you would necessarily want to ascribe to him after making a film like Minari, but the way that movie is shot is so gorgeous, and the way that he shoots fields and nature, I'm like, this guy can get it. He knows how to shoot the Midwest and make it look beautiful.
I just hope it's not kind of like a CGI mess. You know,
I don't think it's gonna be. Again, I trust the people that are in charge of it. It has a $200 million budget. I'm sure a lot of that is a little bit ballooned from COVID and everything, but the cast here, you already mentioned our boy Glenn Powell's in it, Daisy Edgar Jones, Anthony Ramos. I'm excited for it. I'm really here for it.
Twisters. You get another pick?
That is Twisters. My next pick, I'm deciding if I want to go a little bit risky or not here. Boy, do I want to do it? I'm gonna go really out on a limb here, and this could totally bite me in the ass, and we'll see. If this bites me in the ass, then I think that I have to sell off all my stock. I'm gonna take Chance the Rapper's Starline Gallery.
Oh my God. This is a crazy pick.
Hunter,
this would be the comeback of the century.
He's trying to artificially inflate the value of his stock, which he apparently still has.
Here's the thing.
In Chance the Rapper.
You can't like sell something at $0. So
the thing he put out last year or 2 years ago, whenever it was, there were a couple good singles he threw out there. There truly were. The problem is, even within those songs, there were good and bad moments. So it's like, I really think if he's not back on tabs, I don't think it's going to be incredible.
I think that he still has, there's something in there. And it's just like, it's one of those things where I don't want to, maybe it's wish casting a little bit. Like I'm trying to manifest 2024. We got to fucking put good energy out in the universe, man. We got to put good things out so good things will come back to us.
That sounds like some shit Chance would say. Rap about that.
Ooh, I love my wife. You know what? Here's the thing. I haven't listened to The Big Day since getting married. And I think that album might hit different now. Now as a married man.
I
just want it so bad. I cannot like express how much Chance the Rapper meant to me when Acid Rap came out. And even going into Coloring Book, that I was like,
Coloring Book is
he
good.
did it. I was like, he's going to be like the next great rapper of our generation. And the fact that one album killed him in the way that
it was also the stuff with the manager. He like fired his manager. He wasn't supposed to put out that album in that state. There was a whole bunch of
he was saying a bunch and just like all the shit he says now. It's like, he had a little bit of a mental break.
It's just it's like fascinating to look at though, because usually like, there's a lot of other like side stuff that you can see with great artists that fall, but also you can just see it like gradually over time. Like if you look at the Kanye arc, it's really after Life of Pablo, every like release that he's been putting out, even something like Ye that has to have some good tracks on, it's like you can see the seeds sonically of it going downhill. Chance, it was just one bad album, because even some of his features on things and like songs that aren't great, but he can still like bust out an incredible feature on a track.
Yeah, he's talented. It's just it all went wrong.
Yeah,
and this might make it right.
Listen,
this might
bar is a bar.
It's just hard because no one wants to talk about it because it is a really like, it stinks that this is true, but music is probably the biggest medium where drug use can make you better flat out at making music. It straight up can. No one wants to.
Well, here's the thing.
Because I
forgot to tell this. I'm going to kill his wife so that he makes good music. That's just built into the pick.
It genuinely does. You know what I mean? Because like music, it's not like a movie production where like drug use can more often than not is going to throw everything off because you're dealing with like 100 people. Like music is one guy in a studio. So like whatever mental state they may be in, whatever is influencing that state, it could make the shit better.
Cooking.
And Acid Rap, he's on acid the whole time. And then you get into the Donnie Trumpet in the Social Experiment situation where he was borderline. He was basically addicted to Xans at that point. There's a really, really good profile on him that sort of touches on it without saying it too loud. And that was still a solid album, but I was disappointed by maybe his output on the album. Even though
I really like that album a lot.
I know,
but again, it's more of a band.
And then he
ensemble.
Very, very vocally gets sober and gets super interested in doing a million different things, to the point that he puts zero effort into his album and has no substances to sort of aid him in
And
like,
just
getting into
puts
the
it out
flow.
in a very unfinished state.
And it sucks.
It's an hour and a half long.
But this also does sort of speak to why maybe it'll be good, because the
lessons learned.
well, and just for the biggest feedback on your last album to be like, hey, we can all tell that you didn't try.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
maybe he was like, okay, I'll try.
I also think
You
that
know?
it does say something that what did that come out in 2018, 2019, The Big Day? How long ago? It's
I
been
just had
like
it pulled up.
5-6 years since that
19.
album came out. Yeah, so wow, like 5 years at this point.
It's a whole chunk of life.
And he has been, he's maybe he's been in the lab because he hasn't been as out there as he had been.
Yeah.
Like he was
I think that
getting
it's
primed
good.
to become like a borderline fucking movie star type. You know what I mean? Like he was getting ready for like a crazy career. And then he was like, no, actually I'm going to be the mayor of fucking Chicago. And I was like, all right, let's relax.
So Chance the Rapper, Starline Gallery.
That's like it sounds like that.
Now-
That's the rumored type.
Here's a big question. Strategically, did you think it was going to get taken?
No, I think I more so just wanted to talk about Chance the Rapper. I don't
Okay.
know. These drafts are fun. I'm not here to win or lose.
All right.
Roosevelt might get picked next. I don't know. Who's to say? Like I said, I'm happy with my long list of things that I know things are not going to get taken. So like we're getting into it's users choice here.
Yeah, I feel like
I know you guys are both gonna say something like fuck. Why didn't I pick that instead?
I feel like all the
Well,
things.
so here's the thing though. If that's a great album, you're going to look like a fucking genius.
Yeah.
I think it
You're
might
gonna-
be.
it might-
the thing.
no, you're
I just,
right. It
I
might
just
be
think
great.
It might be.
It could be.
I'm just
It's
wanting
just-
it to be.
it's-
Chance. Please come
we're
on. Don't
ready
let
for
us
him to
down.
come back.
We just are ready for
Yeah.
if Chance comes back, you know that's all it's gonna like hit us in a way that it will mean more than
Right.
It's almost like
starts.
it's like drafting Michael Penix in the upcoming NFL draft because there's so much injury history
Yeah.
there that you're
But it's like it
concerned.
could
But it's like, yeah, but when he's in there and
Yeah.
he's at his best, oh my God, he's good.
when he's throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. wearing
Yeah.
red, white, and blue for New England next year, it's gonna
Track one.
incredible.
Okay.
Track one. Ceasefire. It's gonna cook.
Question.
Joe Biden's gonna invite him to
we-
the White House.
do we
be like,
think-
son?
Do we think that Chance is pro-Israel?
Yeah, it's kind of like parentheses, we don't need a ceasefire.
No,
I-
no chance. Don't.
That's
Okay. All right. Good pick. All right. Should I go back to TV again? There's some solid picks here. There's some slop.
There's some great picks.
I heard that they have nukes in space now
Oh
for
yeah.
all mankind.
I don't know if we're getting a fifth season. It's
Oh.
not looking
Oh,
good.
brother.
I know, but if I'm taking it because if we do, man, I'm gonna love it.
Ernie, it's just like Chance the Rapper. Just
Yeah.
go with your. God,
Do
we gotta
people?
just go with
Do you
our
guys
hearts
call it like fam K?
Just fam.
Fam?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mankind one. Yeah,
here. Fam.
you're the fam.
Yeah, the fam.
You and
Okay.
Dane. You and Dane. Just you and Dane. That's it.
I'm hearing really good things about Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
So I almost took that one here, but are we sure? Well, one, I didn't know if it's eligible because it's premiering literally like tonight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
premiering.
Why would that
tonight.
not be eligible? We haven't seen it.
Because by the
since
time this
eligible.
gets published,
By the time it gets published, it'll
people
be
have
out.
seen it.
So
Also,
what?
are
Everyone
we
is like,
sure-
oh, what the fuck? I've seen that.
Also,
Ew.
my other question is like, what is the ceiling on this show?
The ceiling is high as fuck. The floor is what I'm concerned about.
Well, maybe that's the
Donald
better
Glover,
question.
Maya Erskine.
The floor is being straight up mid. It's not a guaranteed good show.
It's created by Donald Glover. Like this is
Yeah.
his follow up to Atlanta. Should I pick it?
I saw some early reviews
What
that
do you mean?
were
Should
not.
I pick it? No.
No, it's too late.
Hold
You
on,
have to
stop.
pick it.
You,
I will
no,
say,
we
I
cannot
saw-
start talking about it and then you decide not
Yeah,
to pick
you
it.
have to take it.
All right,
That's
I'm
fine.
taking it
I
up.
saw some reviews that were not the highest praise in the world. They were like, "Well, it's better than the movie." The movie isn't great, so again, the bar is like I don't know what the bar.
The reason I haven't gone after it is because I don't know how to reconcile the IP versus what Donald Glover
Right.
brings to the table. Like there's
Is
so
this
it's such a
paycheck? Is this
bizarre
a
choice.
paycheck
they're
for
so
Donald Glover?
diametrically opposed. It's almost exact opposites. And obviously I love Maya Erskine to death as well. The thing is, as just an actress, you know what I mean? Like she's not bringing as much as she could.
Also, it was supposed to be Phoebe Waller-Bridge,
and it was supposed to be Phoebe. This has been in the works for years. That's not always a great sign. It could also be awesome. It's another high risk, high reward thing.
The other person involved in it is called Francesca Sloan. I'm not seeing anything.
Is anyone from Atlanta fucking?
No, they all made the 21 Savage biopic film.
Not even like his brother.
That might be coming up later.
That's where the team went to work.
So
that Donald could cook on
the Harmony Korine.
No, that's something else.
Oh,
the
no.
Thermal Vision movie.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about that later on.
What's that called? Oh my God, I'm blanking on it. All right, so I'm taking Mr. and Mrs. Smith. People will have seen it by the time, or at least the first episode. I don't know how they're releasing it.
It's a binge, I think.
But if they've just seen the first episode, guess what, brother? It sucks.
The original movie is not very good.
No, that's what I was.
It's a fun movie. Like, it's cool to see like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie be hot and shoot at each other. And it's directed by Doug Liman, who's like a good director. But that's not a good movie. That's like a 6 at best.
And it's also I don't know. It's I had this as a stay away because it's too hard to even like read the.
It's a volatile.
It's too hard to figure out even the criticism because when the cast was announced, like Maya Erskine or even Phoebe, there was a lot of discourse about like, that doesn't make sense because like part of the whole point of the first one was how hot they both were, and it's like, well, yeah, that might mean that maybe the movie wasn't great if like so much of it depends upon these being like the two hottest people in the world, and if they're not that, then it sucks. Maybe the movie sucks. Like maybe this, and also you're probably being racist.
Right.
So
I think Donald Glover and Maya Erskine are both fucking hot. And I think that this is easily one of those cases where they just take like a known property and just make like an original show with a skin of like IP.
It's like Barbie.
Yeah. So it could easily just be like a really fresh and exciting, cool spy thriller that just happens to be called Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
There's a lot of TBD there, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
It's a big unknown.
I'll be checking it out.
So I get 2 here. Yeah. Number 1, I'm really happy about, and I'm excited to take. It's called The Franchise. It's going to be on HBO. It is Armando Iannucci.
Oh yeah, I didn't have this written down.
That's fucked up on your part. Armando Iannucci is like, I know that there's a lot of like, oh, the style of Succession came from X, and like all these people from it have gone on to different things. He was actually like the genesis of Succession, and before that, Veep, and before that, like a lot of really good British shit. Like he's a legendary British satirist. And this is a show that's about, and instead of delving into politics or money like those shows, this is about making a superhero movie, which is
great,
awesome. And in addition to all of that, because I'm excited about that, I love Armando. I love HBO series generally. Like, it should be great. I love the premise. All the 4 lead actors are all people that I genuinely love.
Ooh, this is great.
Yeah,
it's starring Himesh Patel.
Station 11.
Leavin' Jeevan on Station 11. Fucking such a. After that,
gas.
Yeah, we're on board for anyone in Station 11 forever. Incredible. He's so good in that. And then you get Aya Cash.
You're the Worst Head stand up.
Yeah, You're the Worst Head stand up. Also, season 2 of The Boys.
That's right.
Incredible
yes.
The Boys.
Mrs. Nazi.
That said, though, like You're the Worst is where you see like she's a very dynamic actress. You know what I mean? Billy Magnuson, really fucking funny.
Yeah.
And then of course Richard E. Grant to give you sort of like the
gravitas.
Yeah, it gives you, it gives you like the experience in the room. It's like when a contender team signs like a veteran lead to the
it's like when Anthony Hopkins is doing Thor. I'm sure it's just going to be that.
Don't say that. Don't just say that.
Oh, also Jessica Hines is in here from Spaced.
Hey.
Keeping the British comedy vein going through.
Is it The Franchise? I think it's The Franchise.
The Franchise.
Yeah. I said that.
I thought you said a franchise.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Because I tried to search a franchise and it was like, do you want to open a Benihana? Hibachi grill?
Guys, what if we went in on a Benihana?
That's your most anticipated.
Will you keep that tab open for afterward? We'll talk.
Let's see.
Most anticipated
our down
going
payment
golfing this weekend. Number 6.
I'm really excited for the franchise. It's one of those where like I know that, last year I took fucking White House Plumbers, which was a similar deal where it's like everything is lined up and it's
Yeah.
But Armando Iannucci is like untouchably great in terms of creating satire. Like he's a fucking legend. So very excited.
Roosevelt's still on the board.
No, I think I have more faith than you do that this Vampire Weekend album is going to come out.
Ooh.
And I'm going to take it. It's
Untitled
done.
Vampire Weekend.
Okay, so there is information.
Confirmed the album's done.
I
Okay.
almost took this instead of Chance the Rapper, but I was scared. I think
So
that
you
this
took
is-
Chance the Rapper because you were scared?
Yeah, because Chance the Rapper is a safe bet. No, I think like I have no doubts that this will be incredible if it does come out this year.
The album's done. And they are also they're like headlining Primavera.
You're right.
In
You're-
May.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right. They put out a newsletter saying album 5 is done.
They're not one of those bands that's like the Strokes that's always stuck in some weird record label bullshit. Like they'll put it out. You know what I mean? I don't see anything stopping this album from coming out this year.
I should have taken this.
And it's fucking Father of the Bride was so good.
I've been
Perfect
listening.
album.
I've been listening to
Perfect
it again.
album.
Yeah, like
It's incredible.
like it holds up so well. What is that? 5 years ago?
19.
Yeah. Fucking phenomenal. Like clearly Ezra has so much gas left in the tank. You know what I mean? Like he's willing to. That album proved a lot to me. Like he's willing to explore entirely new areas. Like and he did it really well. Like he incorporated like jam rock into a perfect album. Didn't think it could be done back then. Now I'm a geese head. I'm different. You know what I mean? I love me some jam rock.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Okay.
on him though. I think this album has a really good. I'm not just picking like indie legacy acts here. I really think MGMT and Vampire Weekend could put out 2 of the 10 best albums of the year.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Easily. I don't think that they're just, running on fumes at this point.
Awesome picks. All right. Back to me. I think I'm going to go back to movies and I'm going to take A Quiet Place Day 1. Lupita Nyong'o hasn't made a movie since Us, I think, 2019. I don't think she's appeared in anything other than Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, I
but-
was gonna say she was in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
She's good in a movie that's forgettable.
I really want to see more of her. She is incredible. She's one of our great talents. I wish she worked more. This is expanding the Quiet Place universe. Krasinski is not involved in this one.
The guy who directed Pig.
I'm sure he'll get like some kind of script credit or something. But yeah, it's the Pig boy, Michael Sarnowski at the helm. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how much this deviates from the other 2 Quiet Place movies.
Interesting that you chose this instead of If,
I know.
the actual Krasinski tied to project. Here's the thing. I actually think If could be good. Will it get drafted on this draft? Probably not, but it could be something.
Also,
I don't know if it could
Drew, what if you had imaginary friends?
But I love that they're acting like that's an insane idea.
What if your imaginary friend was purple and furry?
It's like, what? Wait a minute. Hold up.
what if there was a guy? What if there was a guy and he's like purple?
What if Ryan Reynolds was a guy?
Big if true.
God,
God, I just hope one of us drafts the Fall Guy.
that's a oh boy. God, this year. Let's get hype for 2024.
Dude, the Fall Guy's gonna make like $350 million. We're gonna have to talk about.
I'm excited for Quiet Place Day 1. I think Lupita Nyong'o is very talented. I'm sure she's going to be doing a lot of work here, hiding around from these aliens that will come after you when you make any noise. It's going to be very exciting, very thrilling. I'm just going to love seeing her on screen, even if this isn't a masterpiece, like just give me a movie star moment for our girl.
Nice.
All right. Back to Hunter.
So let's see. How many movies are we all at now? Are we at 5, 2, 4, 5?
Total or
movies?
each?
Or
Movies or picks?
Picks.
Oh yeah, this is about to be your 6th and 7th pick.
Okay. So we're rounding the corner here on the end of these. There's still a bunch of stuff left on my board. I'm leaning towards going with Aggro Drift.
That's what it is.
The Harmony Korine film.
That movie looks
Do you know about this
insane.
movie?
It's all shot in
it's-
thermal
It's
vision.
Travis Scott. The entire movie is shot in infrared.
Yeah,
it's an
that's
hour
what
and a
it
half
is.
long. Apparently,
I
the
am
film premieres.
Definitely gonna watch.
Here's the
Like
thing.
I'm dead.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
totally
Drew,
watching.
I'm
this.
gonna really sell you in this. Apparently, they're
Fuck.
doing film premieres of it at strip clubs in New York
Oh!
and LA. How fucking cool is that? This is the guy who made the Beach
Shit.
Bum and was just like, I'm gonna step up my game here.
Fuck, man.
Beach Bum also 5 years ago.
Also, what if I told you that the I in Drift is a 1?
Oh!
What does that mean? Does that imply there's gonna be a sequel?
I didn't know that.
I don't know what that even fucking means. Why is there a 1
Fuck.
there?
This sounds so awesome.
the
It's gonna
infrared,
fucking rule. I honestly almost
This is
want
gonna
to
keep my
draft it.
attention in a way that Maestro could
Here's
not.
the thing. I'm going to be in the strip clubs like pushing women off of me so I can be fully locked into Aggro Drift.
the infrared situation is insane. Like
I
it is
cannot-
not select sequences.
It's an
It is
hour
the
and a half
entire
long.
movie.
Honestly, it's probably going to be like nauseating.
Yeah.
Like watching this, it's going to be like whenever you watch
Well,
like Into the Void or one of those
I
like
think
Gaspar Noé films.
It definitely premiered at one of the festivals last year, and people were like having a hard time watching it.
Yeah.
I think there were
It's
walkouts.
sickening
Pussies.
to look at it.
Grow up, you losers.
I'm not going to take Aggro Drift. I think it might be my last
what?
pick.
No, you have to pick it
no.
now.
You just brought it up. You
No,
can't-
I just wanted to talk about Aggro Drift because we mentioned it earlier. I'm gonna go
Boo.
with. I'm torn here. I'm gonna go with one thing that is probably a little bit of a reach, but it's something I'm gonna take Gladiator 2.
Over Aggro Drift.
I
That's
know, It
insane.
was tough between Harmony Korine or Ridley Scott. on who I'm
Jesus
gonna take.
Christ.
we let this man think
Um,
too hard. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna take Gladiator 2. Here's the thing: it's Paul Mescal and Denzel Washington, Barry Keoghan, Pedro Pascal, and sequel to a Best Picture winning film. Sir Ridley Scott. I am here for late stage Ridley.
The House
Scott.
of Gucci.
I think that late stage Ridley Scott is really onto something. Napoleon himself.
Mhm.
The Ben Affleck, Matt Damon,
Last Duel.
Last Duel. I think that our boy has been out here. He's been our father has been out here cooking all 81 years of himself. And I'm really excited for this movie. Apparently this is something that like he has said has been like long in the tank that he's been trying to work towards. Like he's been taking a lot of checks, cashing a lot of checks, working to get to Gladiator 2 level. And I could see this movie coming out and just being a fucking banger and fully solidifying Paul Mescal as like A+ movie star. Like we could all walk out of this being like, damn, he went head to head against Denzel Washington in this movie. And we'll see.
Gladiator 2.
Gladiator 2.
I guess Aggro Drift is still on the board.
Aggro Drift is still on the board here.
I could take it. Are we allowed to just like pontificate on things we're not gonna? Should I talk for 5 minutes about Venom 3?
Yeah, you got a lot of thoughts on Venom 3. No, I'm going to take somebody else. I want to put something else non-movies on my list. There's a couple shows that are a little bit interesting, but I mentioned at the top, a lot of TV I don't really know what to do with this year. So I'm going to go back to music, and I am going to go with someone who I think could kind of own the Q4 of this year, and that's Ariana Grande, and I'm going to take the new Ariana Grande album.
Okay, I thought you would.
She's released one single, Yes And. We're getting back to Messy Ari, which Messy Ari is my favorite Ari.
Fact.
Talking about like
if she's talking improv,
if we're talking
then,
if we're getting back into talking about like artists and how their personal lives can affect the quality of work that they make, like this is what I want to kind of hear from her.
yeah, her new
Sorry,
single,
best-
I'm Ready.
Yikes.
I
Also,
think
Wicked's
that's-
coming out.
Well, that's the thing is that Wicked is coming out this year. Wicked Part 1. It's going to be split into 2 parts for some stupid fucking reason. But
Act 1.
I think that there is a chance that Wicked could be like a fucking huge movie, like $400 million movie. Wicked is
One of the biggest
Probably,
plays.
yeah. It's like that and like Rent and Phantom of the Opera. Whenever you're talking about like the biggest Broadway shows ever. So I think that there is a chance that this is absolutely huge, that it's a bit of a 4-quadrant movie because there's going to be people coming in from all eras that are into it. I'm taking the album though, because Ariana Grande, I think is my favorite pop star. I think that she is the most consistent. Her range that she is able to get to, I think that she is able to express her voice in a way that not many pop artists are, just since like she's not like writing all of the songs and stuff like that are coming to her, but the way that she is able to still make cohesive albums is something that you don't really see in the pop community. And her trilogy of albums that she has just come off of, going back to Sweetener, I think an album that we all had on our top 10 of the year that year, Thank You Next, which is like the follow-up to that of Pete not working out so great, and then Positions in 2020, which I think is a really, really underrated album, and an album that's gotten really better with time. Whenever you think about 34-35, Just Like Magic, Nasty, like there's some absolute stone cold bangers on that thing. She's been in the lab a bit. It's been 4 years since she has released an album, and I cannot wait for this one.
Nice. Good pick.
Yeah. I heard that also she does the full score for Aggro Drift. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Second to last pick for me here. I think one of these has to be an album. I can't not take an album. I'm gonna take the new album by Yard Act.
Yard Act.
I know you fuck with that first one.
Where's My Utopia? That first one wasn't the best. It had some really high highs though. And I'm hoping that this one, is a little bit more even, a little bit more consistent. I really like the single that came out of it, Dream Job. So we'll see. A little bit of a punk revival here out of the UK between this and Skinty Fia. So yeah, we'll see. It's right around the corner. It comes out the same day that Dune 2 comes out. So it could be a great weekend for me between Dune 2
living your best life
and the Yard Act album too. So yeah, there's a bunch of other things that could come out in terms of music. There might be another SZA album. Yeah, well,
Brittany Howard album is coming out in like
that one's right around the
weeks
corner
or something like that. Very soon.
So kind of like we said earlier, kind of tough to tell.
Drew, your favorite artist Bleachers has a new album that's coming out this year.
The full scope of the schedule, but yeah, Yard Act album 2. All right, Drew.
So
last 2 picks.
Yeah, this is my last 2. There's one movie left that I was tangentially interested in. I'm not going to go with that. I don't think. There's a lot of juicy TV that could be good or could be bad left.
There's a big one that I'm surprised hasn't been
Severance.
I don't think Severance.
Severance probably won't come out.
I don't think. I wish that it was, but I don't think it's coming out.
It would be cool.
It would be cool.
It would be a nice surprise.
It could come out this year, and then you're getting a value.
This is hard. I'm gonna take The Regime on HBO.
Oh, this is your White House plumber.
My second White
Straight
House.
up.
This is my second White House plumber. But it's Kate Winslet. And it's a satire. And it's by this Succession guy. What could go wrong?
Which guy? Mylod?
You've got 2 Succession guys coming off here.
Okay, no,
there.
Untrue, because Armando Iannucci, he's not a Succession guy.
Yeah.
He's the Succession guy.
Okay.
This is the guy who made the menu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
He's show running this. And it's starring Kate Winslet. And it's about some sort of authoritarian ruler whose grip on power starts to fail.
Mm-hmm. We love a queen.
I love some Winslet.
Hugh Grant's in there.
Come on now. I feel like it cannot be, because was White House Plumbers even on HBO or was it like Showtime?
That was HBO.
It was HBO. Yeah,
that's tough.
It was
Does
as
that
like
mean anything anymore?
It was as like the Max situation was happening.
Mm-hmm.
The death of HBO Max and the birth of Max. It kind of got swept up in that.
I was in between this and two other shows that interest me a lot in terms of a final show selection, but I don't know. I think Winslet plus like a rock solid showrunner, I feel like it's going to be a good show.
I will say I'm really interested about TV this year. We talked about it in our TV wrap up, but so many shows that were like staples of our favorite shows of the year ended last year. So there's going to be, it's really wide open that we could just get brand new series that are going to enter themselves as our favorite shows, which will be cool.
Absolutely. All right, Drew. Last pick.
It's going to be an album. There are a lot of albums left that I'm very interested in. Like, I think this is going to be a good music year.
I agree.
I don't know. Should I go with my head or my heart here?
Go with your heart. Take your Chance the Rapper. Take your Astro Drift, your Aggro Drift.
In terms of someone that I still have kept all my stock in and will not be selling, I'm going to take Tierra Whack.
Nice.
Okay.
She's got something coming out this year.
Is this confirmed that she has an album coming out this year? Or is it just like theorized?
I don't
know. She announced, I saw something announce.
Okay.
I think isn't it her debut album? Because it's everything she's been putting
No,
on.
Whackworld was an album. It was just like 15 minutes. It was just like super short, but it was like 15 songs. You know,
it is dated for March 15th. It's coming out. Worldwide Whack.
She is still just as cool as she was like 5 years ago when I thought she was gonna blow up. I love Whackworld to death. She's put out a shitload of like random singles and like even an EP or two since then, and they're all great. I'm really excited. I love her so much. I think she's insanely underrated. She's primed to blow up. Obviously, she doesn't have interest in blowing up. Like, that's not a priority of hers. Otherwise, she wouldn't put out an album full of 1-minute songs. That said, one of the most unique artists working today who also does have a level of commercial appeal, like not unique in the way that artists that are completely unlistenable are unique. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so for that, I'm super, super excited for like a follow-up album from her that assumingly is not going to be a bunch of 1-minute songs, even though I love the 1-minute songs.
That's like a cool gimmick, but at a certain point you gotta expand.
Very
gotta elaborate.
So
awesome. Well, that's your list.
Nice.
That's your hype draft. Awesome. We'll recap when we do these last couple picks here. I'm first and then Hunter. Man, so many.
There's
like
a lot. There's
questionable
more things that.
Should I shout out things now or
no?
After I
don't
pick?
Shout out anything. Don't give Hunter anything.
Okay, I guess I'll just make the pick and then we can shout out things once we're all done. I made that music pick, so I'm happy with that as my album pick. I think it's the TV stuff. The stuff I wrote down is like it's a lot of slop. I don't have a lot. If I'm gonna pick slop, I'd rather go with movie slop. You know, in the vein of Indiana Jones and you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you got to go with the Indiana Jones type pick.
I know.
Obviously.
And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go with Joker Folie à Deux.
Wow. Okay.
That's going to be my final pick. Absolutely no guarantee that this movie will be good. The first Joker wasn't great.
What? There isn't a guarantee that it won't be good?
But maybe our guy Todd has something up his sleeve.
I always think that Todd Phillips has a lot to say. I'm always saying this.
Well, I don't think they're going to be saying that much. I think this movie
they're going to be singing a lot.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a musical with Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. Like, I'm there, dude. I'm there. Joaquin back. Like, let's do it. I'm interested. Folie à Deux. Is the third movie Infinity on High? Joker Infinity on High? Joker Centuries?
Well, we're going out of order here, so
we're keeping it going.
I'm very. If we were doing a curiosity draft, this would be a pick because I'm very curious about this movie. Am I anticipating it? I don't know about that one.
I hope it's good.
Yeah, that's fair.
I hope it's good.
It's fair.
Written by a dude who has a fuckload of superhero experience, like an absolute shitload. This guy Paul Dini, basically anything, any truly like commercialized like Batman type series or movie, he's been involved with it in the last like 20 years. So that I guess you could see as a plus. He also I think wrote for Lost.
Nice.
Ernest?
I'm looking on Letterboxd. All I see is Scott Silver. Are you on Wikipedia?
No, I'm on fucking
IMDb.
Because the other two writers are Bill Finger and Bob Kane, who are like
IMDb
credit writers.
I don't like looking at IMDb sometimes because IMDb will just list.
It'll throw a Roosevelt out there at you.
IMDb will list like all the people who like if somebody wrote like a Joker comic book.
Yeah, it'll just
No, I know.
They'll throw them in.
I know, but there are three writers. Two of them are dead, creators of the character or whatever, and then one is this guy who wrote for Lost and then everything Batman ever. So, hey,
something.
Maybe that's the guy who like created the Harley Quinn character.
He did create the show Harley Quinn.
So that might be him,
which is beloved.
Yeah. Good
Joker 2, Folie à Deux. That's my list.
Okay. So I will run through some things before I make my pick, just to say stuff that's on the table. So big ticket things that like I'm shocked didn't get taken. Blitz, the new Steve McQueen.
Oh yeah.
Steve McQueen and Saoirse Ronan. Yeah. Could be like the big Oscar play movie of next year. These are things that I'm kind of way in between. One TV show I'm shocked didn't get taken was The Penguin. I really thought you were going to take The Penguin.
Yeah, Penguin might be good.
It might be good.
It might be slop though.
Might be slop. Music is tough because of so much not being announced. I am really holding out to hope that there's going to be a new Foxing album this year.
Nice.
They release an album every 3 years, so we are due. I'm seeing them live in like a week and a half, and I can't fucking wait. One of my favorite bands. But a lot of movies left on there. There's Maxine. There's Civil War, the Alex Garland movie about
that might be a big item.
California, Texas, whatever.
Men was not good.
It wasn't good, but
Ex Machina and fucking Annihilation are amazing.
Yeah, I still
and
in Alex Garland I trust. I think Alex Garland had to work through some things about his like opinions on women. Might have been working through some of that on in the.
And now he needs to work through his opinions on America.
Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
Where are we at with Inside Out 2?
Well, I know that it doesn't really matter, but cosmetically, the fact that they couldn't hold on to Bill Hader and what's her name,
Mindy Kaling.
Yeah, like you guys, what
you have like unlimited funds.
Yeah, you can't get through contract negotiations with these two people just
to voice acting.
Just so you can like get the cast back.
Yeah,
like, come on.
It's
like what the fuck, guys.
It's I don't know about that. I hope that like Pete Docter, now that he has taken over as the Pixar guy, I feel like he wouldn't shit on Inside Out because that's such a beloved property. It's like whenever they make a new Toy Story movie, like there's gonna be some kind of level of quality to it.
I love Inside Out.
Same.
And now there's a new emotion in town. Anxiety.
Is there gonna be a horny one? Pixar gonna? I don't know. I don't know if they're allowed to do that.
We can do that. The Bike Riders.
Yeah, I almost took that.
Yeah, that was the only movie I had left.
The trailer's good. You got Tom Hardy doing a weird voice.
I think it's one of those movies that could just end up being kind of nothing.
Yeah. It's like,
Austin Butler.
It's based on like
Jodie Comer.
I'm excited about,
It's based on like a magazine book, like a photography book.
Again, could end up being nothing.
Yeah, weird. There's a lot of like, we're going to find out what the state of American movie stars are this year.
How many
Butler.
great films are based on like coffee table books?
Well,
there's a really good Reader's Digest series that I enjoy a lot. I really thought you might take Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Ernie. That's like an earnest film, right?
It's no Andy Serkis, and no Matt Reeves.
Yeah, I mean you're a Reeves head.
That trailer looks fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't look bad, but I'm just like, this is just nothing to me.
I wanted to shout out one more, and then I'm gonna make my pick. Apartment 7A. It's a Rosemary's Baby prequel.
Oh god,
that's getting made.
No,
I think it could be cool. I'm going completely off the board here and taking something that I knew would be here. I knew it would be here sitting for me. I am taking a remake of a Danish horror film, Speak No Evil. This is American remake. It's a horror film. First of all, I'll read you the log line, then I'll read you the cast. It is a remake of Speak No Evil 2022, one of my favorite movies of that year. A family invited to spend a weekend in an idyllic country house go from a dream vacation to a psychological nightmare. Here's the cast. Mackenzie Davis, James McAvoy, Scoot McNairy.
Let's go.
Now,
let's fucking go.
We're 2 for 3 in terms of Halt reunion there.
Yeah.
Can we get a Lee Pace? Can we get a surprise?
Can Lee Pace join in? I think Speak No Evil is like one of those things. Usually it's like I get the whole like holding a foreign horror film sacred, because generally 9 times out of 10 it's always going to be better. But I think that the story of Speak No Evil is very universal in a way that I think that there is a American adaptation of it that I think could work really well, that I'm interested to see it. The filmmaker, the director behind it, hasn't really done anything else before, but listen, that cast, I'm in. Like I said, I'm going with my
Scoot's
heart.
moment?
This could be Scoot's moment. I'm interested to figure out
Academy Award nominee Scoot.
I think so. The way that I'm thinking that this is going to go down, and I could be wrong here, is that there's like a couple that has like a family. At least this is the Danish film. I can't remember if it's Danish or Dutch, but either way, there's a family that is going from their home country to like some family friends in a different country. And they're like a happy family couple, and they have like a little baby or whatever. And they go over to this other family's home, and everything's like kind of weird. I really want Mackenzie Davis and James McAvoy to be like the straight couple and Scoot to be unhinged.
The creepy.
Because
we need our guy.
It, as soon as I saw Scoot McNairy was cast, I was like, yes. Please put him in that role, because that I think would be like the best use of Scoot since Halt and Catch Fire.
Oh, I thought you were about to say since Quiet Place Part 2.
I thought you were going to say since Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, so I'm going with my heart there. I'm going with my heart and not my head.
Good pick, Connor.
No, that's a good one.
I think that's a good pick.
Okay. A few more things that haven't been mentioned. The trailer for a movie called Monkey Man just came out. Oh my
God, I forgot to put on Monkey Man. I would have honestly drafted Monkey Man.
Dev Patel is his
directed, starred.
Yeah, his directorial debut. He's like,
always a risk.
He's like, fuckers, I don't need to be James Bond. I am the Monkey Man. Go fuck yourselves. Like I'm about to fuck shit up. It's a banging trailer. It shows like a little too much of the movie, I think. Like you might want to stop the trailer like maybe halfway through or something. It's an amazing trailer, but it just kind of keeps going. It shows a lot. But man, boy can fucking frame some shots, dude. It looks awesome.
Dev Patel just trying to be like, I am the hottest man alive.
There's an animated Lord of the Rings movie coming out. I have no idea what that's going to be, but I'm interested. The War of the Rohirrim.
I'm interested to hear about it. Not interested to see it, but good luck.
Hey, you dove into those realms with us.
Deadpool 3?
Okay, so that's not dude. That was not going to
Hugh Jackman back. Everyone back. Every single person.
Yeah. My dad, he's coming back.
Everyone's coming back. What else we got? There's another Alien movie coming out.
Yeah, it's Fede Alvarez made it. I don't know about that one. Come to me whenever the Noah Hawley Alien show comes out.
Paddington in Peru.
Is that official? Does that have a date?
Yeah, it's coming.
It is dated?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not Paul King.
Yeah.
Guys, this might be a huge miss for us, but Yorgos has another one in the chamber that they're just sitting on.
Is this done? Because I know that he has another one, but I did not think that it was coming out this year.
I think it's done.
What is it?
It's called Kinds of Kindness, formerly known as And. It's an anthology movie, a bunch of different stories.
The SEO guy convinced him to change it
And
up.
Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Hong Chow, Willem Dafoe, Margaret Qualley.
Well, fuck me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This might be a huge oversight.
I didn't think that this was coming out this year. But if it does come out this year, then
based on what they've
Oh my
been
God.
saying, is that they're already working on the next one.
Jesus
What?
Christ. Our
Yeah.
boy Yorgos does not stop working.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Horizon Part 1 and Part 2.
So again, if we were doing a draft for like curiosity, I cannot wait to see this, because the fact that like our boy Kevin Costner was like, before I die, I will create my own Western franchise of films. Fuck Yellowstone, the most successful television show in history.
He's already had like multiple big budget flops into his career. Like, wasn't like Waterworld and like The Postman? Like, how many like high budget flops is this?
It's
guy
really
made?
incredible. It's kind of a slap in the face to our boy Francis Ford Coppola, who's out there. He's like, I've saved 25 years in order to make my passion project, and Kevin Costner is like, I saved for 3 seasons of Yellowstone to make my passion project.
I guess he didn't direct Waterworld officially.
Yeah.
He's not listed as the director of that movie, but it might be one of those things where like he was calling the shots.
Where are we at with Mufasa?
Oh, the Lion King.
Where are you at?
The Barry Jenkins.
A Barry Jenkins film.
It's Barry Jenkins. But why? I mean, get them checks. The fact that it has like it has like a mid-December release date means like they think that this is like profound enough to be maybe an awards thing.
Hey, I mean, he produced True Detective this season, which people are having fun.
Yeah,
with.
he did. What else? There's that Julio Torres movie that got delayed because of the strikes. Problemista.
Oh man, I should have picked that.
Excited for that one.
That's gonna be fun. Tilda Swinton.
Speaking of things we're excited for, Beetlejuice 2.
Beetlejuice. The trailer or the poster just came out.
Jenna Ortega, Michael Keaton.
Is that Tim Burton? It's Tim Burton,
It's
right?
Timmy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that one. I am excited for what else did I have on
Jennifer
here?
Lopez. This is me.
This is me.
Now.
Yeah, this is me now. Where are we at with Roadhouse? The Roadhouse remake where Jake Gyllenhaal's
Trailer's
fucking
solid.
huge.
I like the trailer.
Jake Gyllenhaal, if you listeners at home have not looked up Jake Gyllenhaal and Roadhouse, Google Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse. I think he's with like Brock Lesnar or something like that. He got fucking swole for this movie. He's trying to do the
big.
Zac Efron thing. Unfortunately, this movie is coming out in February and it's going straight to Amazon Prime. So
Tough.
Can I read that tweet about him?
Yeah, go for it.
This is a legitimate story that like is sourced and dropped. An indie movie, quote unquote, suddenly fell apart after Jake Gyllenhaal.
The movie is called Suddenly.
yeah.
I think that's
Yes.
what's
Yeah,
being
yeah.
implied is that's the title of the movie.
Fell apart after Jake Gyllenhaal showed erratic behavior, including, we have a bullet list, stripping to his underwear and diving into the freezing ocean, saying, "When I see the sea, I swim in the sea."
Same brother.
King. Absolute king.
Oh, we got to shut down the movie. Grow up. Bullet 2, constant script rewrite demands. Fully believe that. Him going Ed Norton mode. Fully believe that. Number 3, doing his rehearsal in a Pepe Le Pew-like accent.
God, we're just boys.
What-
Cut from the same cloth.
What is
man.
wrong?
I just
Number 4,
So good.
saying that set builders should sleep in their cars to prevent COVID spread. Oh, but we all celebrate Tom Cruise, huh? For
Jake Gyllenhaal, you're a king. You can come direct this podcast anytime that you would like. Okay, buddy.
That's so fun.
Always welcome. That's truly like my hero. Whenever I just saw like the first bullet point of I stripped my underwear and say, when I see the sea, I swim in the sea, I was like, I'm pretty sure I've done that. Like I've just
Yeah.
straight up done that myself
Yeah.
before. And
Yeah.
so
That's what the
see.
draft weekend's all about.
Yeah,
Not this draft, the football
Yeah.
draft.
I have a few TV shows that I'm very interested in. The Vince Staples show is coming out this
Yes, that's going to be good.
year.
Well, I hope it is.
Yeah, I hope so too. I just don't know. That's why I didn't pick it, but it's him playing someone that's pretty based on himself. He's a major creative voice behind the show as well. And I love Vince.
could be his Dave.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I'm excited to watch it. Like I love Vince. I think like on a candid level, like in any interview, he is genuinely really funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see what his chops are in a more formal comedic setting. Palm Royale has probably the best cast lineup of any show coming out this year. It's just I don't know who the creator is behind it. It's a very unproven person, but Kristen Wiig, Laura Dern, Carol Burnett, Allison Janney, Leslie Bibb. That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. And it's a comedy about high society climbers in early 70s Palm Springs. So the potential there is crazy.
It's an Apple show.
It's on Apple, and I don't know enough about the creator to be banking on them.
Yeah.
And that, that tends
Could be fun.
that can backfire. Sugar, anyone? Speaking of Apple, Colin Farrell, detective,
I don't think this was on my radar.
investigating disappearance of beloved granddaughter of legendary Hollywood producer,
Oh, this looks great. I'm definitely going to check
directed
this
by
out.
the guy who made City of God.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm tapped in.
Colin
Sure.
Farrell, detective. I'm
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I mean? What else do you need to hear? I have a lot of albums as well. This year, I got really excited for albums, just like collecting this list, like as we were podcasting. I was really close to picking an album that's going to come out like this week, Brittany Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I talked about earlier. I'm very, very excited.
It's going to be great. Like, we know there's no doubt in my mind.
She's 3 for 3 basically. Both Alabama Shakes albums are fucking awesome, and then her solo album is like better than those.
Incredible.
So,
Did she release a second solo album?
This is it. It's this
Yeah.
one.
Oh, it is this. Oh, my
Yeah.
so we might all be stupid for not picking that because that's like, a 3 for 3 artist is very
Mhm.
rare.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a me pick, so I didn't take it, but the Libertines.
Yeah, I saw that.
All quiet on
How long-
Eastern Esplanade.
How long has it been?
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I'm surprised they're still alive.
It's been like 10 years.
They were one of those bands that was like, oh yeah, they're all gonna like drink themselves to death.
Right.
Bad. They were like the
substance.
basically
abuse.
though, if you want to be a real Britpop head, they were the predecessor of Arctic Monkeys, like compared to anyone else. Like early 2000s, they were bridging the gap between like the Buzzcocks and like the modern era. They just were so fucked up all the time that they couldn't become famous in America. Basically, they were a huge fucking deal in England though, like huge deal. I doubt the album's gonna be any good, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like they're fucking old and they're probably burnt out, but it's cool that they're back. No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anderson
Yeah.
.Paak. Knowledge.
We're getting basically an Anderson .Paak album. So
Oh, yeah.
Ready for it.
Yeah, we should probably we probably should have picked it. The first No
I
Worries
don't know.
album.
I have a lot of just misplaced Hope and Chance the Rapper. So
Had to really prioritize that one.
I was really close to doing that because the first No Worries album is so fucking cool, and Anderson hasn't put out anything.
he's
below, like,
never. Yeah, I was gonna say he's never put out
Yeah.
something bad.
his
And it's
worth
like
is
he
like
made-
8.
He made his money with Bruno, and now he's like, I can just chill. We can just hang.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
I want him to get like back to being full jazzy. Like I want something back in the vein of Malibu era,
Sure.
where it's just like groovy as hell and yeah.
Well, I mean, this is going to be hip hop here with Knowledge
Well, yeah.
producing.
But still give it to me.
Charlie XCX.
Is that announced or is that just like it's planned because she released an album every 2 years?
I think it's planned. I don't think there's any date.
Right.
I don't think there's any official.
That's always one of those things where you look at like albums coming out this year and it's like, well,
Maybe.
who knows? Frank
Yeah, Frank.
might have been doing something like where you're just like, are we just guessing because it's
Yeah.
every 4 years they release something?
And then a classic 90s alt rock like lo-fi band Granddaddy is putting out an album this year, which is
Ooh, I really like Grand.
yeah, again,
Nice.
you love
Okay.
to see it. I'm not planning on it being great or anything, but hey, good job, guys. Thanks for sticking around.
Hey, for our dad of the pod, Danny, Idols has a new album coming out this year. Idols.
Oi! It's okay to be gay.
Yeah, excited for that. Oh, couple other things. So these are gonna be bad to mids, but I'm at least curious about them. The Avatar show on Netflix coming out next month.
Every new trailer, I'm just like, God damn it. This looks like a disaster.
Yeah, it might be bad, but I kind of want to watch the train wreck. I also want to watch the train wreck that's going to be the Fallout show on Amazon.
Yeah.
Prime that's coming.
Hey, Westworld guys. It's Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah, and as we know, they only ever hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'll be there. I'm gonna watch both of those.
Maybe
I
it'll
no
have.
faith.
Maybe Fallout will have one good season, and then it will fall apart. We also didn't talk about like if I'm going just on my list of things, I probably should have drafted this, but Maxine.
Yeah, that's happening. Like that's
third in the trilogy
it's
of
shot.
Ty West films. I'm really, really excited for this movie too. About set in the world of 80s Hollywood porn.
Yeah.
With our girl Mia Goth. Can't wait for it.
Couple TV picks. We mentioned Severance. If we get that, we're lucky. Last of Us season 2, I don't think we'll get.
I don't think it's coming this year.
The Boys season 4 is definitely coming. We'll definitely get that. There's a show called.
Oh, sorry. I don't think I've ever mentioned on the pod. I watched the pilot of Gen V.
How was it?
Yeah.
I figured.
I was disappointed because I wanted like some schlock to watch, and it was too schlock. The cast just like really was bad.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
all these kid actors they got are
the cool
bad.
thing about The Boys is the cast.
Yeah, the cast really makes that show.
The cast was awful.
Right.
That's tough.
So not gonna watch it.
I'm excited for Boys season 4. I just can't believe every time how they keep upping the bar of just insanity. So I'm excited to see what they do. There's a show on FX called Shogun. It's like a samurai.
Yeah. That looks really fucking cool.
Yeah.
At least like all the promo material that I've seen for it. Don't really know anything about the creator or the people.
It just looks cool.
It looks sick.
Yeah. I mentioned this last year, but there's an Alien show coming out at some point. Noah Hawley.
That's not coming out this year.
At some point we're supposed to get an Alien TV show by Noah Hawley.
Out this year. I don't think that's like shot yet.
They were shooting during the strike. They shut down production when
Oh.
the strike happened. So at some point we're gonna get it. There's a Dune show coming. I didn't want to double up on Dune,
Benny
but
Jesuit.
yeah, we're getting the Dune Prophecy, formerly known as Dune: The Sisterhood. Squid Game season 2.
Okay,
could be good. Could be something.
Have you guys watched the Squid Games
The challenge
reality show?
Sweet live in hell.
Talk about just like completely missing everything.
Yeah,
they
they
just completely missed the metaphor.
They
didn't
could
you?
never be Mr. Beans.
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beans. He did an unbelievable job. I'm just kidding. I don't think I've watched one Mr. Beans video ever.
That
You
is
haven't
the
watched
end
when
times.
he you have to pick one of the boxes, and one of them is that you get a new car and $1 million, and the second one is where they kill your family.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Mr. Beans video.
And he can legally do that.
Yeah.
He's like, you chose the wrong one.
And now I'm gonna explode them.
I'm gonna fucking kill your family.
He will form an independent nation where he can
Try my hot sauce near you.
Okay, a couple final shout outs here. Brad Pitt and George Clooney made a movie together called Wolves.
Yeah.
Not Wolves.
Wolves.
WOLFS.
Why?
Where it's just the two of them just being hot.
Yeah.
It's just about them being two hot old guys.
It's directed by John Watts of the newer Spider-Man movies.
It could be fun.
Yeah.
I think it could be. It could be in the vein.
What's
of,
it about?
It's about Brad Pitt and George Clooney.
being fucking hot old guys. I think that, like they are like wolves. Like they're like sexy
Oh,
old
okay.
men. I think it's what it is.
Thanks.
I think
This movie is definitely not coming out this year, but apparently we're getting a sequel to Lord of War called Lords of War.
Someone called Dan.
Andrew
wait.
Nichol back. Nick
Lords
Cage
of
back.
Wars. Is what they should have done. And they're actually going to stop they're going to cause a ceasefire. in the Gaza Strip.
Yuri Orlov.
Lord of civil unrest.
He has a son. Jared Leto has a son played by Bill Skarsgård.
Is that true?
It's I
Is
don't
Cage in it?
Are
Cage is back.
Are you being serious?
It's on Letterboxd.
Are you being serious that it's about Yuri's son?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yes.
What?
Lords of War.
Lords of War.
Lord of War? Who the fuck? What?
I hope that Bill Skarsgård has the same. He goes to the same accent coach as Jared Leto.
It's
He's just
really
like,
gonna
hey,
be.
can't wait to go eat some borscht.
it's really going to be on the pulse of like the current situation with the war.
It'll end with like an Israeli flag.
Yeah, I sell bullets to Israel and Palestine.
So looking forward to that.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. I cannot believe that we are still doing that.
Lords of
Lords of War. What?
we should have called Danny in for this like 30 seconds of the pod.
There's a Borderlands adaptation from Eli Roth with Cate Blanchett and Jack Black.
This movie might be dog shit.
Yeah.
It might be like 200 miles of stinking.
Lords of War.
Lords. I can't get asked Lords of
It's just of all the. It's like if you made like Vantage Point 2. You know what I mean? Vantage Points.
No, that's the better thing.
Like what?
Phone booths. This is like, let's bring back like mid 2000s like schlocky action movies.
Like
Inside
100%.
Men.
Yeah. That's good. If they bring Spike back, I would definitely I'd be in the bag for that one. Paychecks.
Yo.
There's an Ana de Armas John Wick spinoff called Ballerina.
Yeah.
Could be fun. I like Ana de Armas.
Is Rena gonna be in that one?
That's a good, because they kind of set
They
that
set
up
her
in
up
4.
in 4.
Interesting.
Or is that going to be a different spinoff?
I don't know. We'll see.
Is Rena not like short for ballerina?
Oh, whoa. Ballerina Sawayama. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Garfield, the movie?
Oh, I'm gonna assassinate Chris Pratt.
Oh man, I hate Mondays.
But I love lasagna.
Can Lords of War just be about them selling bullets to the guy who's going to kill Chris Pratt?
This is not going to get the same publicity. This is more egregious than Mario casting. Like,
it's
Garfield
insane.
has a deep, like, sullen voice. And it's like, fuck.
Have you seen the trailer?
No.
Oh my God, Drew, you got to watch the Garfield trailer. It's it's
about how John is like eating alone in a restaurant. And at
first it's like starts out like sad and it's like, oh, this looks like a cute kids movie. And then Chris Pratt opens his fucking mouth. And you know what sucks is it's gonna make $500 million.
Imagine if you're just minding your own business, having a meal by yourself. Like it's okay to just go have a meal by yourself, and then a cat walks in and eats all your food, and then you're like, oh well, I guess I own this cat now.
It's got Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
Our boy, we still don't know if he's ever actually stood up in the last 10 years.
Two SNL folks. We got Cecily and Bowen Yang. Good for Cecily. Haven't seen her in a while. She's been in the booth on Garfield.
Right.
She's been working hard.
There's an Adam Sandler movie directed by the guy who did Chernobyl called Spaceman.
Yeah, I should have,
with Paul Dano and Carey Mulligan.
Hey, Carey Mulligan,
friend.
Wait, is that Miss Maestro herself?
Friend of the show, Adam, mentioned that he may have some. He may have heard some hearsay about this film, and that it had a rocky road.
Yeah, I'd hope so. It's in friggin' space. It's called an asteroid. Buddy.
Next, you're gonna tell me like it was a milky trip that
apparently they've been working on this one for a minute, and they've had to tweak it a lot, but it's coming out.
Sandman gonna be? Were those rumors ever true that Sandman was gonna be in the PTA movie that he's working on right now? Because that was I don't know if it was ever substantiated at all. If it was just like they were in talks, and now Leo is confirmed to be in there. But are we gonna get Leo and Sandman?
Hunter, I'm surprised you didn't pick the new movie by the Academy Award winning writer of Green Book, Ricky Stenicki.
Ricky Stenicki, baby.
You seen this? You heard about this?
I'm gonna say it. I love that name.
Remember,
that's a fun movie name, Ricky Stenicki.
Have you seen the poster? Look up the poster right now for Ricky Stenicki.
Oh my God, I forgot that this movie was coming out.
Zac Efron, John Cena.
Yeah, read the logline for this movie?
He's the best friend they never had. When 3 childhood friends pull a prank gone wrong, they invent the imaginary Ricky Stenicki to get them out of trouble.
It's like they have to hire a guy to be Ricky
Yeah.
Stenicki because they made up this lie about a friend that they have who's like crazy. So then they hire John Cena to be Ricky Stenicki.
Looks like Iron Claw didn't quite work out for you, bud.
Remember the world's greatest beer run?
Oh, yeah.
The last
I forgot
thing
that
this
happened.
fucking guy made? Academy Award winning director.
Hey,
What are we doing?
writer Jeff Bushell, one of many, incredible like first list on Wikipedia of shit he's worked on. Bernie Mac show, great show. Drawn Together, remember that?
Oh yeah, Drawn Together. Yeah.
Super fucking raunchy
And
cartoon.
kind of deranged. I watched that at too young of an age.
Yeah, like it was one of the first adult shows I saw, and I was like, "What the hell?" Mad TV, What I Like About You, legendary, and Zoe 101.
Oh,
Whoa.
hell yeah.
Okay, now I'm
in.
back in. I'm back in.
He created and wrote the film Beverly Hills Chihuahua,
Okay, now I've already bought my tickets.
which was inspired by his dog.
All right. Finally, last but not least, how can we forget Madam Web? We're all excited for Madam Web.
Let's
guys.
go. Well,
trashed her piece
Here's
incoming.
the thing that nobody is talking about how her web connects all things.
Yeah, her web connects them all. Okay. All right. So we gotta end on a good note. So I'm gonna read back our list. So we selected 24 things that we're excited for in 2024. These are our picks. Hunter, you got Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, Challengers, Megalopolis, Twisters, Chance the Rapper album.
Yeah.
I already forgot the name of it.
It's
Gladiator
a good
2,
one.
Ariana Grande album, and Speak No Evil. I got Dune 2, Mickey 17, Y2K, Hot D, House of the Dragon, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Hot D.
God, D.
Oh my god.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, A Quiet Place Day 1, Yard Act, Where's My Utopia, and Joker, Folie à Deux. Drew, you got Hitman,
Hey.
Nosferatu,
Hey.
Drive Away Dolls,
Come on.
MGMT album, The Franchise, Vampire Weekend album, The Regime, and Worldwide Whack by Tierra Whack. Those are our picks.
I'm loving this.
I'm happy
we
with
go.
my picks.
All right.
I'm going for my heart.
Anything else? Any other thoughts?
I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot of surprises this year.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready
sure
to be
there will be.
surprised. I like when Trump somehow wins despite not being on 17 states ballots. That's going to be insane twist.
Hey, we've always wanted a president from prison.
Mhm.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll change things up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know your thoughts on all the picks. Everything we're looking forward to in 2024. Check out weboughtamic.net. Get every episode in your inbox. Join the Discord. Donate. Thank you, beautiful donors, for donating. Thank you, Run P, for sponsoring this episode. Next week, it's back to Tom with Sidney Pollack's The Firm, an episode we've already recorded. And then, yeah, I like I said at the beginning, it's going to be kind of a light year, but we're going to be filling in all these gaps with Back to the Tom series. So we're going to be hitting the series hard. Hanks and Cruz every week coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll see you then
Coming at ya.
for The Firm. Love you. Bye.
Bye.